Hey, grab me one too.
Brian Fulford. AD Drew and I are co-hosts of the BCSN Sports Wrap. We talk about all things related to HBCU athletics. From the games, teams, coaches, and fan interest stories, we cover it all. You can find our shows on Facebook at BCSN Sports Wrap, YouTube at MyJBN Online, and everywhere you listen to podcasts like Anchor, Spotify, Google, and Apple Podcasts. You can also find the show on the Jericho Broadcast Network's app. Make sure to download. We look forward to you joining the conversation and being a part of the show.
This is the Dean of the College of HBCU Sports, Kenyatta Cavill of Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Come mix it up in the lab where the course lecture is in session every Tuesday from 6 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time on Facebook Live, YouTube Spreaker, or the BCSN app, as we discuss all things about the HBCU sports culture, including exploring the week that was in the sporting HBCU diaspora, as well as the upcoming week of HBCU sports. With me, the Dean, the College of HBCU Sports, on Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Course lecture dismissed.
Choice Hotels is a family of brands that helps you get the most for your money so you can be any traveler you want to be.
You could be a free hot breakfast hero at a comfort hotel.
Yes!
That's how you waffle.
Mr. This Script got a plot twist at a Radisson hotel.
A business big leaguer.
Go for key.
Even the ultimate pool float inflator.
With 22 brands and the best value for your money, Choice Hotels has a stay for any you. Book direct at choicehotels.com, where travels come true.
Gotta get the corners.
You're looking for the latest information on Southern University sports, the Southwestern Athletic Conference, and HBCU athletics. There's only one place to go. Tune in to The Carlos Brown Show, exclusively.
Choice Hotels is a family of brands that helps you get the most for your money so you can be any traveler you want to be.
You could be a free hot breakfast hero at a comfort hotel.
Yes!
That's how you waffle.
Mr. This Script got a plot twist at a Radisson hotel.
A business big leaguer.
Go for key.
Even the ultimate pool float inflator.
With 22 brands and the best value for your money, Choice Hotels has a stay for any you. Book direct at choicehotels.com, where travels come true.
Gotta get the corners.
The human voice has always connected audiences with experiences. Major brands all across America have trusted Kever's voice time and time again. Conversational, powerhouse, intelligent, and sincere. That's the voice you need for your creative marketing process. KEAVERSVOICE.com. Kever's Voice, Kever's Voice, KeversVoice.com. Always on, all the time.
Since 2002, Empowerment Resources, Inc., a nonprofit organization, has empowered more than 1,500 youth and adults in Duval and surrounding counties through its programs Journey into Womanhood, Girls Mentoring, Life Skills for Teens, and Parenting Education Coaching. To get involved with programs, volunteer, or donate, visit www.empowermentresourcesinc.org. Follow us on social media, facebook.com/empowerment.resources and instagram.com/empowermentJAX.
Troy, you work here?
I'm never not working. Like Head & Shoulders Scalp Shield technology, up to 100% dandruff protection, even between washes.
Never not working.
Never not working. Never ever not working. Head & Shoulders Scalp Shield. Never not working.
You're looking for the latest information on Southern University sports, the Southwestern Athletic Conference, and HBCU athletics. There's only one place to go. Tune in to The Carlos Brown Show.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the SWAC Women's 2024 Basketball Media Day. In partnership with the SWAC Digital Network, we are the BCSN GameTime Show. Of course, these two gentlemen that you see on the screen now, we are known as it is the Dean of HBCU Sports, Dr. Kenyatta Cavill, and one of the tenured professors inside the HBCU Sports Lab, Mr. Charles Bishop. Gentlemen, good morning, and are we ready to get into some basketball?
Good morning to you, Roy, and thank you for setting everything up and letting us get ready for this action. We have the Jackson State women players as well as the coach on standby. So we're going to give you some superlatives, the predicted order of finish, and it's good to be with you all this morning. I have my partner of Inside the HBCU Sports Lab, none other than Charles Bishop. How you doing this morning, Charles?
Doing well, Doc. Doing well. And just like that, it's basketball season upon us. So great to have a basketball media day. Women starts today. Men will be tomorrow. But looking forward to kind of breaking down some of these teams.
That's good. We're here in Atlanta. We're at the Convention Center right down the street from the arena where this season's SWAC 2024-2025 basketball tournament will be ready to go. You know, we implemented the new rules where there'll be 10 teams out of the 12 vying for those spots, and we'll start it off again with Jackson State. But let's give you this predicted order of finish. You know, I like to start from the bottom all the way to the top in terms of ascension. And they say at the bottom is Mississippi Valley State, 46 votes, if you would. At number 11, Arkansas Pine Bluff with 86 votes. And number 10 is Alabama State with 114 votes. That's the bottom quadrant. What are your thoughts on the bottom quadrant, Charles?
Well, it'll be interesting talking to these coaches and players in terms of where the perception of where they will finish versus their hard work in terms of trying to break through into that upper echelon. So some of these teams, of course, well-known, Alabama State, we've seen them in the victor circle, if you will, as far as raising up the trophy. So it'll be interesting talking to their coach in terms of how they can progress during the course of the season to get to that upper echelon.
Well, as you know how they say in hip-hop, at the bottom's where they start. Well, now we here. We'll see if these folks can stop at the bottom and really finish at the top. It'll be interesting. Let's get into the next three. At number 9, Texas Southern Tigers are there with 117 votes. And number 8, Bethune-Cookman with 142. And number 7 is the Alcorn State Braves with 157 votes there. With that being said, what do you think about this third quadrant, if you would?
That'll be interesting. This third quadrant, we saw in the SWAC tournament last year with Alcorn State, a spirited performance in the SWAC tournament last year, and they have individual offensive player of the year. We'll get to that, but it'll be interesting to see, can she lead this Alcorn State Brave team into the upper tier, if you will. So that'll be interesting. And we have the great fortune of watching Texas Southern up close, Coach Renette Skeet, in terms of what they're trying to do to get them over the hump, if you will, and get Texas Southern back to where they once were.
These teams would be in the tournament based on these predicted order of finish. With that, let's get into that second quadrant. That is number 6, Prairie View A&M with 185 votes, and they also have one first-place vote of note. Number 5 is Florida A&M, 178 votes there with 3 first-place votes specifically. And number 4, Jackson State with 211 votes, if you would, 4 first-place votes. Obviously, we'll get a chance to ask the ladies, what do they think about that? This is a team that is used to winning. So I'm not sure they're going to feel too happy about that. But in collage of all those 3 in that second quadrant, what are your thoughts right here?
Well, Jackson State has been the standard for the past few years, and to see them speculated to be 4th here, it'll be interesting to talk to the players and coaches in terms of their thoughts and some of the work that they've put in, but that I'm sure that will turn some heads in terms of looking at where Jackson State is slotted. But all of these teams, the thing that jumps out at you, they're very difficult to play at home. So, you know, when you go to their respective arenas, you got to come prepared. So if they can protect home turf and get some wins on the road, it'll be interesting to see how these teams really fare out.
You always something on the road in terms of that Manic Monday. Let's get our third 3, and then we'll bring in everybody. What do you have, bro?
I was just going to say, before you jump into that third 3, absolutely no bias in that comment about Jackson State, knowing that Charles is the Jackson State love. But we know that that's the case. He is a professional. He does exactly what it is. I actually wanted to jump in while I was doing my intro. Of course, the audio wasn't on. So just to let everyone know who doesn't know, who might be just tuning in for the first time, say again hello to Dr. Kenyatta Cavill, Charles Bishop of Inside the HBCU Sports Lab right here in partnership with the SWAC Digital Network, BCSN Game Time Show. Gentlemen.
Top three. Before we get to our guests, who everybody really want to hear, so let's get out the way. Top three is Alabama A&M, 226 points, 4 first-place votes. Number 2 is Southern, 232. With 2 first-place votes, and Grambling State may surprise some with 276 votes with 10 first-place votes. What are your thoughts on the top three?
Coach Don Thornton, now moving from UAPB to Alabama A&M. What does she bring to this Alabama A&M program? A lot of buzz around the final 2 teams, Southern and Grambling, especially with what they've been able to do in the SWAC tournament over the past couple of years. So be great information in terms of talking to these coaches and players to see what they're bringing to the table this year and really get a chance to introduce their teams.
Without further ado, we'll take this quick break. We'll come back and we'll get the ladies of Jackson State University. Those Tigers are ready to roar. We'll be right back after this break.
It's never too early to plant the seed, to share the tradition, and instill a sense of pride in your HBCU with your little ones. HBCU Pride and Joy Children's Boutique helps you share your school spirit with a wide selection of adorable kids apparel and accessories officially licensed from your favorite HBCU. Visit hbcupridejoy.com and follow us on all social media at HBCU Pride Joy on Facebook and Twitter.
Supermarket sushi, really?
No. Wait, Troy, you work here?
I'm never not working. Like Head & Shoulders Scalp Shield technology, up to 100% dandruff protection, even between washes.
Never not working, huh?
Oh, Troy, you're such a good teacher.
Yeah, I know. Never not working. Never not working. Never, ever not working.
Are you serious?
Never not working. Dandruff protection that's never not working. Head & Shoulders Scalp Shield technology.
Hey, grab me one too.
Charmin Ultra Soft has so much cushiony softness, it's hard for your family to remember. They can use less.
Sweet pillows of softness.
This is soft.
Holy Charmin. Oh, excuse me. Roll it back, everybody.
Sorry.
Charmin Ultra Soft is so cushiony soft, you'll want more, but it's so absorbent, you can use less, so it's always worth it.
Now, what did we learn about using less?
You gotta roll it back, everybody.
We all go. Why not enjoy the go with Charmin?
This is the Dean of the College of HBCU Sports, Kenyatta Cavill of Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Come mix it up in the lab where the course lecture is in session every Tuesday from 6 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time on Facebook Live, YouTube Spreaker, or the BCSN app, as we discuss all things about the HBCU sports culture, including exploring the week that was in the sporting HBCU diaspora, as well as the upcoming week of HBCU sports. With me, the Dean, the College of HBCU Sports, on Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Course. Now, this is Dr. Cavill inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Charles Bishop. We're here in Atlanta for the 2024 and 2025 season of the SWAC Media Day, coaching session for the women, a game time presented by BCSN. With that being said, we're here with coach of the Jackson State Lady Tigers. Those Tigers are Coach Margaret Richards. How you doing this morning?
I'm doing great. Yourself?
I'm doing well. I appreciate it. Ready to go. First thing first, let's make sure we introduce these lovely ladies that you have with you.
Yes. So to my right, we have Miss Talia
Dilworth, senior.
Hi. Good to see you this morning.
It's good to see you.
You look fired up and ready to go this season.
I am.
Okay.
And to her right, we have Miss Jalea Cotton.
Good morning.
Jalea, how are you doing this morning?
I'm good.
Good morning. We'll see the same thing. You had a smile after those practices. I've heard they quite legendary. Okay. Coach, with that being said, what were you doing in the off season to get planned for this upcoming season?
Recruiting. We was recruiting.
Tell us a little bit about that recruiting.
We had to fill a whole roster, so we was recruiting the entire off season.
Wow.
In the spring.
How do you feel about what you were able to bring to the table?
I feel really good. I was thankful that these young ladies, especially these two to my right, believed in the vision that we had, knowing that, we did have a depleted roster. But I feel really good. We bringing it all together. We've been having some really good practices this summer and, for the fall. So I feel really good. We had some great leadership. We recruited maybe eight seniors. So we have a veteran group. So that was very important for me, knowing that the standard is to win here. And I want to make sure that I was able to bring winners and competitors.
I like that philosophy in terms of recruiting.
Yes.
Maintain that level of excellence.
Yes.
So you go get excellence and ask them to continue with it. Charles, go ahead and follow up.
Sure. And you mentioned the standard is winning at Jackson State.
Yes.
And Jackson State has been a winner over the past few years.
Yes, sir.
For fans who are getting an opportunity to kind of meet you today here at the SWAC basketball day, stylistically, what do you bring to this Jackson State basketball team in terms of what you want to see? You talked about your vision.
Well, number one, passion. I think anything you do, you got to have some passion behind it. I'm a very passionate individual. I'm gonna bring high energy. I'm intense, and I'm gonna be dedicated and hardworking. So I want to be able to have that trickle down to my young ladies so we can continue this tradition of winning.
This roster that you brought to Jackson State, talk about some of the players, especially the ladies that you brought here, in terms of what they bring to this program.
Okay, well, first I'll start with the PG. I'll start with Miss Cotton. She was one of my first recruits that believed in me, that signed. So it will always hold a special place in my heart. She's a PG. She's very competitive. She's coming from East Tennessee State. She played, at the Division I level. So she know what that looks like, and she's had a lot of success over the years as well. But her vision, her hard work, her toughness, and her resilience as a young lady in the PG at that spot, that was very, very important to me because she understands the assignment. Now I want to talk about Miss Talia. When she got in the portal a little later. So when we seen that, we was like, yeah, she's coming from Kentucky State, and she went to a championship. She won 20 games last year. Yeah. She went to a championship game. She fell short, but and I remind her every day in practice, like, you fell short, but we gonna win that championship this year. She was an all-conference player. Could score. Just athletic. Brings a lot of energy on that wing with that wing spot, and she's tough. She's aggressive, and that's what we need. These are the type of guards we need in the SWAC conference. So them two, and that's why they're here today, and they have great character. It's very important for me to not only just recruit good basketball players, but I want to recruit young ladies to the Jackson State program that's going to graduate and going to be a great example outside of those lines. And these two young ladies have over 3.0, even bringing them to the table, along with, like you said, all conference accolades, making it to championships. So winners on and off the court. I want to talk a little bit about we got two graduate young ladies. We got Zoe Cooper. She played 4 years at New Orleans University. And what I like about her, I call her the mother of the team, What I like about Miss Cooper is that from day one, she has set the standard far as leadership, work ethic, trust, honesty, just all those little things, and taking care of her little sisters. She set the standard day one, asking me as I was recruiting her, coach, when everybody gonna be on campus? I'm like, oh, they'll be here on Monday. She's like, okay, I just want to make sure so I can get everybody together. So that to me, and she has not veered from that since day one. And last year she played over 25 minutes a game. Anytime you can get a player that's played over 25 minutes a game in Division One. That is important for me, because she was able to do the little things, rebound. She played at this level. She got a lot of experience minute wise. And Leanna Massanet, she's another young lady. She came from the Division Two level, but they won over 20 games last year. They went to the tournament. And she's a lefty, big wing, a lefty, and bring a lot of things to the table. She's long, she can shoot. She's aggressive as well, rebound. So she's going to be able to do a lot of things for us as well. Then I want to talk about the interior. We got Ruthie. She's one of our bigger kids. She's 6'4", and she blocks shots, rebounds. She's one of the hardest workers. She's long, she's athletic, and she's going to be able to do some good things. She comes from Carson Newman. She's going to be able to do a lot of good things from Kenya. And I also want to talk a little bit about, Zoe's also a 4, and we also have Shalance Montoya. Her presence is going to be huge for us because she brings the physical presence we need that's going to be able to help defend and protect our rim. Yes.
Coach, well, we don't want to get you in trouble. They want to keep you moving around.
Okay,
so you're
sorry.
Be walking.
I'm
It's
sorry.
no fault.
Yeah.
To see you excited, and we always celebrate excitement.
I'm
but
sorry,
I would be
but
remiss if we didn't quickly at least allow the viewers to get a chance to speak with these women.
Yes.
So I wanted to ask you, why Jackson State? As both transfers, why Jackson State? We can start with the point guard.
I chose Jackson State for a couple different reasons. Obviously, I came from a PWI. I wanted to go to a HBCU and, just experience life a little differently. See some higher ups, the same skin color as me. Just to, motivate me as a person. Also, Coach Richards, Coach Price, once they started recruiting me, I was sold. Just the vision that they were speaking to me about, and the confidence they had in me just talking over the phone. So I feel like this was the place to be.
Confidence goes a long way, and I love that story. And yourself?
So like Coach Richards was saying, I lost in a championship game. So I kind of want to, what she was telling me, when she was
I watched that game, and that's how you see I saw that.
Yeah.
Played well, but that was
Thank you. Yeah, but just the standard, like she was saying, the vision, I really wanted to be a part of that. That was really the biggest thing for me. And also just it felt like home. Out of all the schools that recruited me, they just made me feel the most comfortable, and I could be myself, do what I do. I feel like a lot of coaches, they'll try to change you or change how you play. And they wanted me to do exactly what I've been doing, but just better. So
certainly. Well, you've heard it from the Jackson State program. They look like they're ready to continue with the success they've had in the past, and they brought some stellar athletes in to do it. With that, we wish you well this season. We certainly will be following and look forward to hearing more from you all throughout the year. Preseason with those some of those tough road games, a couple of home games, and then when you get into conference play, it really gets exciting. So we'll see you around. We'll keep up with you. With that, we'll allow you to move to your next station, and we thank you for your time.
Thank you, Coach.
This is
Thank you,
Game Time,
guys.
presented by BCSN. We'll take this break, and we'll come back on the other side with the next group of players and coaches to let you know exactly who that is. That will be Grambling State, the Tigers of Louisiana, if you would. We'll be right back to see what that looks like. And I can't wait to that matchup this season. This should be a good one, talking about some talented teams.
Always a good one.
That's a good one.
Exactly.
In fact, you got a little football version of it this weekend. And then we got where it really counts the basketball floor with this talent level. We'll be right back after that break.
At AutoMasters LLC, our mission is to serve our community by providing quality automobiles at affordable prices. All of our vehicles are inspected and certified to offer you the confidence in knowing you have a quality vehicle. Our goal is to provide you with a seamless process and positive experience for your automobile purchase. Financing recommendations and specific vehicle inquiries are available at your request. You can find us at www.automasters06.com and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Also, please feel free to contact Terrence Miles at 601-927-7794. And oh yeah, tell him Sonia sent you.
It's never too early to plant the seed, to share the tradition, and instill a sense of pride in your HBCU with your little ones. HBCU Pride and Joy Children's Boutique helps you share your school spirit with a wide selection of adorable kids apparel and accessories officially licensed from your favorite HBCU. Visit hbcupridejoy.com and follow us on all social media at HBCU Pride Joy on Facebook and Twitter.
Supermarket sushi, really?
No. Wait, Troy, you work here?
I'm never not working. Like Head & Shoulders Scalp Shield technology, up to 100% dandruff protection, even between washes.
Never not working, huh?
Oh, Troy, you're such a good teacher.
Yeah, I know. Never not working. Never not working. Never ever not working.
Are you serious?
Never not working. Dandruff protection that's never not working. Head & Shoulders Scalp Shield.
This is Dr. Cavill and Charles Bishop of Game Time, and we have none other than VP of Athletics, Ashley Robbins here, Jackson State.
Super AD.
Certainly.
I don't know about
super. It. I know he's getting it done in a lot of ways. We're here in Atlanta for the women's basketball media day. Why was it important for you to be here?
I think it was very important, to support our coaches and our student athletes. That's part of my mission. I wanted to be here in person, not on Zoom, to show my support for our student athletes, especially. And also you want to be here for your coaches and also for the conference. I think the conference is doing a really, really good job, and we have to support our commissioner. We have to support our conference as a whole to make sure if we're not supporting, why can't we ask somebody else to support? So certainly. I think that's very big. Like I've always said, I'm so proud of what our conference is doing. I'm a product of this conference, played in this conference, been around this conference for a long time, and seeing some of the things that Commissioner McCullen is doing his staff and the way this conference is really taking off, and the council presidents and the ADs are really, really doing a really good job to uplift this conference. And I think the best is yet to come. So I'm excited. So anytime the conference do something, I want to be here to support.
That's a good deal, Charles.
Yeah, change at the top as far as the women's program. Margaret Richards now takes over the helm of what has been the standard in SWAC basketball over the past few years.
Right.
Talk about what it is you saw in Coach Richards.
Very, very great character, integrity. She's a winner. She was a player. She understands. She's played on both levels. She's coached on both levels of growth of experience. And that's what we needed in this hire. This is not a beginner job. Every know Jackson State, you have to come in, whether it's the first time or not, you have to come in and you really have to get things done. So I saw that in her, and a great character person, great integrity person, and so very, very professional. Great recruiter, respected in this business. And that's what you want when you're talking about building a first-class program.
Certainly, big game last weekend, big game this weekend. So we'll be following you, Ashley, up. And, we like to send some of those texts just to get in the mind. And your responses are humorous and not to be shared with everybody. But just let you know that you got a good one here in Jackson State University in Jackson, Mississippi. With that, we're going to take our next break. We'll come back and we'll have the women of Grambling State University, those Tigers, coming up next. Stick with us. We'll be right back after this break.
At AutoMasters LLC, our mission is to serve our community by providing quality automobiles at affordable prices. All of our vehicles are inspected and certified to offer you the confidence in knowing you have a quality vehicle. Our goal is to provide you with a seamless process and positive experience for your automobile purchase. Financing recommendations and specific vehicle inquiries are available at your request. You can find us at www.automasters06.com and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Also, please feel free to contact Terrence Miles at 601-927-7794. And oh yeah, tell him Sonia sent you.
This is Dr. Cavill and Charles Bishop of Game Time. Again, we're here in Atlanta for the 2024-2025 SWAC Women's Media Day. With that, we have none other than Coach Courtney Simmons of Grambling State University Tigers.
Yes, sir.
And she's a handful. Let me tell you, she's going to make sure that you know her colors. If she coaches a team like that, no wonder they did so well last year. Man, you talk about coming in, storming and taking over in a lot of ways. We're excited what you're building, frankly.
Thank
down
you.
in Grambling.
Thank you.
And I'm sure you're ready to take the next step. Tell us a little more about how you were able to do that as quick as you were, considering all things put together.
Yeah. So I only returned 5 kids from the previous season. So it was a whole new team. I've signed 10 new kids last year. So it was my team, right? And the only thing that I can say is I have faith, right? And all you need is faith of a mustard seed. And I think the being an assistant coach prepared for so many years, for 16 years, prepared me to be ready to scoot over those 6 inches and be a head coach, because I know what it feels like as an assistant. To do all the work and not get the glory, to do all the work and not get the recognition, and being mindful of that when you get into that head coaching role, because a lot of times it's lonely as the head coach. But my faith in who I am and my faith in not so much worrying about what is, but knowing that there is something to come, was enough for me to just coach basketball, right? And I believe in relationships, and with 15 new players on the roster, because they're all new to me, just letting them know that I am human, and just went about it that way, and everything else took care of itself.
Before I let Charles jump in here with a question, please tell us about who you brought with you and why.
Yeah. So for namesakes, this is DP, right? We call her DP. This is my point guard. Yeah, last name Preen. And those are not shades, because people last year thought that those were shades. Those are her bifocals. She's just very stylish. She gets that from her coach. And then to her right is Shakaya Wormsley. So yes. Yes.
Welcome.
Well, please don't call her Shakai, because she's probably mad that I said that. But that's what her mama named her. But she wants to be called Kaya. Yeah, we call her. Yeah, Kaya Wormsley. Yes.
Nice to have you here today. We're going to get back and get some follow-up questions, but Charles, please jump here and ask.
Okay. And you talked about sort of a new roster coming to this Grambling State team. But what has been the process of sort of trying to help that roster gel?
Like I said, relationship. We do a lot of things together. I have twin 3-year-olds, and so they are a part of my family. So I have 18 and 22-year-old daughters, and I have 2 toddlers, and I think that they help me gel that relationship, because who doesn't want a cute kid and pick them up and run around with them? So I think that's my initial. I solicit my children to kind of break those walls down, and that sounds so bad, but it's the truth, right? And then I think just spending time with them, just getting to know them, getting to know each other. I think if you actually like each other off the court, you'll find a way to play for each other on the court. So that's what we say when the kids first get here. We want to learn to like each other. By the hopes of we start official practice, you getting along. By the time we get to conference play, you love each other, and by postseason, you're playing for each other. And so that's kind of our progression. We have everybody says I have summer workouts, preseason. Those are our seasons, the stages of relationships. So yeah.
Certainly, as they're rotating you and moving you so fast, let me make sure we get the ladies in.
Yeah.
What excites you about the Grambling State program in general, but specifically for this upcoming season?
For me, at least, I would say what excites me the most is just like the energy, like everybody brings in. It's different every single day. It's always laughter. It's always joyful. Like there's no negative energy. It's infectious, and that's what I love about us.
For me, I think just seeing like my teammates like come to an HBCU and really get the full experience while playing basketball at the school. I think I'm really excited to see how we bring all that together, like the events, the basketball, and then how we play on the court together.
Summer workouts, how have they been? And from a
now y'all gonna get me in trouble. Any compliance listening?
Only tell us what you can tell us.
Yeah, but just from a stylistic standpoint, what will we see this upcoming season from the Lady Tigers?
Just a lot of fast-paced energy. We're trying to look to just pick up on like how we ended off last year, but on a bigger and better note.
Yes, grit, like getting after it. Like we want to compete, we want to play hard, and I think just competing really.
So then, Coach Simmons, I'm always intrigued about this. You know, from the media side, you know, we really get excited about our little polls and stuff. You know, whether it's ranking matchups and all that. But from a coaching perspective, you hear two sides. Some people like the idea of a poll, and they do it, play into it with the players, and sometimes they play it down. What side are you on, particularly when you have the predicted order of finish being at the top? How do you deal with that, and what is your framework?
So we haven't seen what the predictions are yet, so we don't know. But I think anytime you're recognized by your peers, I think you know, especially if you're in the top half of the league, I think it's exciting. I personally think that I like it only because I know that they care about it, right? For me, I want to finish, you know, in the top half of the league at the end of the conference, you know, at the end of the season. Preseason, you know, it's great, but that's more so for the kids. For me, I have a one-track mind, and that's the end of the season.
Well, we'll let you go, but before we do that, I'd be remiss to let you know, you heard it here first. Grambling State is predicted 1.
Okay.
Coaches respected what you brought in there.
Good job.
76 points.
Good job.
10 first place votes, and edging out, if you would, number 2, which was Southern with 232.
That's always a good thing.
2 first
No, I'm
place.
just
that rival in Louisiana is gonna be.
Well, I'm from Baton Rouge, so that's always a perk for me. So
Yes,
yeah,
indeed.
yeah.
With that being
Now, don't
said,
tell them I said that.
I know, right? Exactly.
Nobody's.
Not yet, anyway. Yeah. Thank y'all so much for having us. We
Oh, it's our
appreciate it.
pleasure, and good luck this season. We'll be excited. Looking forward to those matchups. We watch it all on television. We try to get to a road game or 2, but we certainly will see you when
Road
you come
game
to
of 2 or
Houston.
3 this year.
Oh man,
Come on,
I was about
I'm
to
holding
say,
you to it.
challenge.
I'm holding you to the fire. I'm holding you to the fire. Come on, shake on that. Shake on that. Yeah. Now you heard it here first. Yeah, let's go.
Now Coach Scott is gonna review this, and he's gonna be in it.
I was about to say, well, I will say, Grambling, they always roll out the red carpet.
We try.
We
Thank
get
y'all
the
so
hotel stay at least one snuck in there. Maybe we can really make it work.
We can make that happen.
There it
You
is.
come, we'll take care of you.
There it is.
All right.
We said it.
All right.
With that,
Thank
we'll
y'all.
go to our first break. We'll come back with that being said, and we'll catch up with these ladies. Enjoy the day. We appreciate your time.
Thank you.
If you think all pads are exactly the same, think again. This is Always Ultra Thins reinvented with the Always Triple Protection System. This pad wicks gushes 90% faster, absorbs even more so you can feel dry, and locks odors in. Rethink your pad for up to 100% leak-free and odor-free comfort with the totally reinvented Always Ultra Thins. This is always like never before.
The Cuvée Group is a Florida-based marketing and training consulting firm. We help businesses communicate to their target audience and engage them in conversation. We also help to expand their audiences, which will ultimately result in growth for those organizations. In addition to being a certified constant contact specialist, my colleagues and I are also certified in John Maxwell Leadership Principles. We use these proven principles to conduct workshops, training, and private coaching sessions for individuals and companies looking to take things to the next level. Contact us to schedule a free consultation. Issues today, don't delay, call Cuvée.
Nope. Nope.
Come on, him?
Ooh, I like him.
Quick, the quicker picker-upper. Bounty picks up message quicker, and each sheet is 2 times more absorbent, so you can use less.
He's an 8.
He's a 9.
Bounty, the quicker picker-upper.
This is Ryan Fulford. AD Drew and I are co-hosts of the BCSN Sports Wrap. We talk about all things related to HBCU athletics. From the games, teams, coaches, and fan interest stories, we cover it all. You can find our shows on Facebook at BCSN Sports Wrap, YouTube at MyJBN Online, and everywhere you listen to podcasts like Anchor, Spotify, Google, and Apple Podcasts. You can also find the show on the Jericho Broadcast Network's app. Make sure to download. We look forward to you joining the conversation.
This is Dr. Cavill Charles Bishop with Game Time here in Atlanta for the 2024-2025 Women's Basketball Media Day. And we have none other than Coach Erica Leak of the UAPB Golden Lions. I'm excited about this season. Predicted order of finish. We looked at that, but we're going to get into what are your thoughts on this upcoming season.
All right, thank you. Thank you for having us. We're excited. We're excited for the opportunity to get out there and be competitive. You can expect us to be disciplined, and we're really hungry for success. And right now, we're just improving more on our transition and just building a foundation of what we want our identity to be. Right
They
now.
say lions are kings and queens of the jungle. So they do eat first. So if that's the case, tell us who you brought with us.
We have De'Ara Allen. She's from Compton, California, and also Christina Boyd from Memphis, Tennessee. And De'Ara is transferred from UTEP, and Christina is from Alcorn State. So two transfers
Good to
here.
have you here.
Yes.
And if they play like the energy they have in terms of coming onto the mic, yeah, give us some of that smile. I like it. Nothing wrong with that. I said be you. It will be a wonderful season if this is part of the showcase. With that, let me let Charles follow up with a question.
Yeah, one of the questions I've been asking, especially for individuals who just get an opportunity to kind of meet you and meet your team, talk about what you bring to this UAPB program, and then talk about your roster. Who do you have on your roster?
Right. Well, what I bring is a playing experience. I played in college, played Louisiana Tech University. In 2001, I was the Gatorade Player of the Year in Arkansas. I played with Leon Barmore at Louisiana Tech, won 4 WAC championships, went to 4 NCAA tournaments. We were very successful. In 2005, I was drafted into the Washington Mystics. And so I just, I played the game so long. And so I'm at a high level, and I'm eager to share and teach what I know to these great up and coming players. And to start with the roster, we have these two here. De'Ara Allen is she can shoot the ball. She can create her own shot. She's just a real leader. A leader, and also Chris is a dog on defense, and we look forward to her locking up anybody. Just look forward to her being on the best player and bringing her energy. She's a vocal leader, and every day she's bringing high energy to our team. And along with them, we also have Jayla Pelly as a point guard, and she's doing very well for us. And we look forward to Empress Roberts, who's a returner. She was on the team last year and played some time. And so she's also a very great defender. As well as we have Briantane Marshall down low and Miriam Traore down low. So we just have a good unit of players, and then we're going to put together where we can be competitive. Also, Janiyah Tucker, she's a transfer from North Alabama, really good defender. And we just look forward to what we're going to put on the floor.
I'm always curious because UAPB sits in a very fertile recruiting footprint. When you talk about North Louisiana, Memphis, Arkansas, tremendous basketball being played there. But when you start kind of taking a look at the talent and taking a look at your opportunity here at UAPB, how excited are you?
I'm very excited because we're just in the heart of everything. We're so many miles from Tennessee. We're right there by Texas and, Mississippi. We're just in a great location where families can also get an opportunity to come, watch their children play, and as well as just being able to recruit and get to where we need to go to bring players in.
Sure.
So I want to get to the players. Coach talked about what you can do on the defensive side. I would like to ask you internally, where did that come from in terms of the energy that you like to play with and the attitude you must have of taking on the opposing team's best player? Where did that come from?
Well, I've been playing basketball since I was 3 years old, and before I even got to put a basketball in my hand, my mom made sure, you're going to get down, you're going to play some defense before anything. So we'll go cone drills with no basketball. We'll go hours without a ball. So that's where it really came from.
Shout out to the mom.
Exactly. Defense first.
Defense first before anything.
You want to play?
Yeah.
You got to play
Hey,
defense.
y'all know she's a great defender. Now she can get downhill too. So
Okay.
she
I
can play
can get to
both
the rack
sides.
too,
That's
yeah.
right. She can
Put the
get
ball
to the
in
rack.
hold it.
That's right.
Let's shift to you. I'm gonna ask you this question from your perspective, if you wouldn't mind, to give us a little insight in terms of why Pine Bluff, why the Golden Lions.
Pine Bluff, when I was there, I just felt like it felt like home. My mom is from the South,
Okay.
and just being able to be involved in my mom's culture down there. I love my mom so much, and I want to be more a part of her. And just being at an HBCU, I feel like I'm more able to just, like I say, in tune with my blackness and in tune with who I am, and further my identity. And I feel like this was the best place to do that, both on the court and off the court. I'm really big on trying to find myself and just elevate my brand, my marketing, myself in general outside of basketball. And I feel like this was the best place where I can venture out, connect with other people outside of basketball. So as much as I love basketball, I feel like my life outside of basketball, this was the best place for me to thrive.
I love that perspective. And if I was in the classroom as a professor as I do, you would have gave me that. You would have got the A. And trust me, I don't give a lot of A's. Keep up the great work, because you have a life ahead of you. And if you keep with that attitude, you will go far.
Thank
I'm
you.
sure the coach is setting you up for that success. Let's get back to you, Coach, and ask a little bit about, we hear the transfer portal, so many changes that you had to take place coming in, first year coach, and things of that nature. Talk about some of the ways that you bring a team together. Can you share with that?
Right. Well, I got that job in May, and so I had to quickly put a staff together, and we really had to hit the pavement with searching for players. When I took on the job, we were 3 players, so we had to build a roster, and we had to build it quickly. And so the coaching staff, along with myself, we really just searched that portal, really did our due diligence searching for key players. And I think we did a great job to put together, went from 3 to 12 in a short amount of time. So that process was, it was grueling, but it was necessary, and we got it done.
Last question I have for you, from my perspective, media, we love to talk about these poll and rankings, set up game matchups, pre-season predicted order of finish. They ranked you coming in the season in that what we call the bottom quadrant, officially at 11. How do you deal with that in regards? Do you use that as a motivator? Do you just ignore it?
Oh, we use it as a motivator. Every day it's like, okay, this is where we are. Now, how do we move the needle? We talk about that every day. And as my AD always say, a yard is hard, but inch by inch is a cinch. And so brick by brick, we will build that every single day, every practice. And we know what we're up against. We know, I'm the type, I like to be booed going in the gym. I don't know about them, but I like to be the underdog, right? And you can go in there and compete, improve yourself each and every night. And so, we use it as a motivation, and we're up for the challenge and up for the task.
Yard is hard.
Yard is hard. I love that. Yeah.
I don't
put that one in the Rolodex.
I do understand that part of it, but I'm using that one. Charles, that's the last question before we take us out.
Well, yeah, and I mean, when you take a look at your non-conference schedule, I mean, how important is that in terms of prepping you for the conference schedule?
Our non-conference is, we start out with Oklahoma State. We're going to play Tulsa, Ole Miss, SMU. It's tough. But iron sharpens iron. Yes. And I believe that the true character of your team is exposed during adversity.
Sure.
And so the trueness of who we are will be what, the challenges we face along the road. And that also gives us an opportunity to see what we need to improve on and go back to the lab and correct it. And so we're up for the challenge. We know what's ahead of us, but we will keep our morale up throughout, the process. But every time we put on our shoes, we're ready to play.
Yes, sir.
And we're going to compete.
That's what you
I
want
can
to
hear it. I can tell you this much. I'm excited about the season now, so I appreciate that in terms of making sure I'm mentally ready for doing what I need to do to make sure y'all get the coverage you deserve. We look forward with that framework. Frankly, we look forward to seeing you here in Atlanta. They moved to the top 10 teams. You're right there. So we'll be looking for the regular season and see where you finish and where you challenge everybody and what does that look like. And then the road to the tournament. We'll see that comes to Atlanta now. We'll see what that looks like. Well, so we hope to see you here. With that being said, we know we got you on the rotation, and we do not want to be the cause to get you in trouble. We don't believe that. We follow the rules. So with that, we're going to take our next break, and we'll see you on the other side.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Coach, great job. Look forward to it. Great job, ladies.
It's never too early to plant the seed, to share the tradition, and instill a sense of pride in your HBCU with your little ones. HBCU Pride and Joy Children's Boutique helps you share your school spirit with a wide selection of adorable kids apparel and accessories officially licensed from your favorite HBCU. Visit hbcupridejoy.com and follow us on all social media at HBCU Pride Joy on Facebook and Twitter.
Supermarket sushi, really?
No. Wait, Troy, you work here?
I'm never not working. Like Head and Shoulders Scalp Shield technology, up to 100% dandruff protection, even between washes.
Never not working, huh?
Oh, Troy, you're such a good teacher.
Yeah, I know. Never not working. Never not working. Never ever not working.
Are you serious?
Never not working. Dandruff protection that's never not working. Head and Shoulders Scalp Shield technology.
Hey, grab me one too.
Charmin Ultra Soft has so much cushiony softness, it's hard for your family to remember they can use less.
Sweet pillows of softness.
This is soft. Holy Charmin. Oh, excuse me. Roll it back, everybody. Sorry.
Charmin Ultra Soft is so cushiony soft, you'll want more, but it's so absorbent, you can use less, so it's always worth it.
Now, what did we learn about using less? You gotta roll it back, everybody.
We all go, why not enjoy the go with Charmin?
This is the Dean of the College of HBCU Sports, Kenyatta Cavill of Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Come mix it up in the lab where the course lecture is in session every Tuesday from 6 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time on Facebook Live, YouTube Spreaker, or the BCSN app, as we discuss all things about the HBCU sports culture, including exploring the week that was in the sporting HBCU diaspora, as well as the upcoming week of HBCU sports. With me, the Dean, the College of HBCU Sports, on Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop.
This is Dr. Cavill and Charles Bishop with Game Time of BCSN here in Atlanta for the 2024-2025 Women's SWAC Media Day. With that being said, we have none other than Coach Nate Gilbert here with us today to give us some insight of what he thinks of this season. Had a magical run, if you would, in the SWAC tournament. It took him to the championship game, and it fell just a little bit short to getting it done in terms of cutting down those nets. With that being said, Coach, how are you doing this year, and what are you looking forward to this season?
Well, I'm doing great. Our team is doing great. We're excited about what happened last year, but we do understand that that was last year. And it's a new year for us, but we would like to be able to take some of that confidence that I think our kids got from last year, going to the championship game in the tournament. I think that did give us some confidence when it comes to knowing that we could do it. Our last 11 ball games, I thought our kids played some real good basketball, but we got to get to the point where we get off to a good start. See, the last couple of years since I've been at Alcorn, we've been getting off to bad starts. Now, that's not saying that we was playing bad, but we was playing some great competition. We was playing the Jackson State. We were playing the best of our league to me in the beginning, and we ended up starting bad. So this year we got to get off to a good start. We got a good nucleus coming back. And all of them are experienced because we got a senior-led ball club now. So I'm expecting a lot from our kids. I don't think I'm gonna have to do a lot of motivating. I think our kids are motivated now. I think they believe that they got a chance to win it. And I understand the predictions went out and they picked us 7. Man, that's great. That's great. They picked us 7 because now I know I don't have to preach them anymore because those kids they're going to be disappointed in that. They just think they're being disrespected. I feel like we were because I actually thought we would be in at least the top 5. I really felt that way. And to be picked number 7, I think that's great. That's real great for us. I think because our kids going to be excited. You know what I mean? That's great. And,
some coaches didn't to the table, they didn't even know the top 7.
Right. Hey, listen, believe me, they brought their forms to me, showing me where they was picked. They didn't like that, so that's a good thing. That's a good way to look at it from our standpoint. We think we should be picked higher, and we was picked number 7. But you still got to prove it. I mean, you still got to get out and show people that you're capable of. If you say you should have been picked number 2 or 3 or 1, prove it because the season is going to tell. So I'm excited about that. So.
Well, talk to us about who you brought with us when you talk about these players and their concerns, for lack of better words, in terms of where they were picked. But who did you bring with you, and why did you bring it with you?
Well, I'm glad you asked that question because I brought Destiny Brown and Zanaya White with me, and Destiny Brown was picked to be, in my mind, MVP of the league, the best player in the league. So you telling us we got the best player in the league, and we're gonna finish 7th. So I think that's why I think
you say make it make sense.
Make it make sense, you know. and Zanaya White, who was picked 2nd team, she thinks she's the first team. Now, I'm not saying this; they are saying this. You know what I mean? And so, but my thing to them is prove it.
Sure.
Prove it. I mean, you know, the proof is be in the pudding. Just prove it. And I think our kids going to come out. I think especially those 2 young ladies, they're going to come out and they're going to play with a high level of importance now. And about simply because the rest of the conference fighters up.
Yeah, they gave it to you. Charles, I think I know where you're going.
I know. Well, I wanted to ask this question of Destiny. I mean,
I told
Destiny's and Coach mentioned it. You guys have a good nucleus coming back. How excited are you to get out on the court, especially in this day and age of sort of the transfer portal? You guys have quite a few players coming back. So how big will that be going into the season?
I think bringing all the key players that are coming back to our team, I think that's pretty big. That's real big for us because we don't have to do too much gelling. You know, we just got to bring those new players along. We just got to keep getting on them and keep them in our loop, bring them under our wing, you know, so they could get on the same level that we on. But because we have so many returners coming back, that's just going to play a good favor into our hands. So I'm excited about that.
Zanaya?
Yeah, I'm excited as well. Like to pick up off what she said, basically, we don't have to do much for real because, you know, we're bringing back a lot of, you know, older players and stuff like that. So we don't really have to do too much, you know.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Well, let me ask a quick follow-up question to that. In terms of looking at things that motivate you, obviously you get the Offensive Player of the Year preseason, but then you look at it and you get 2nd team, Zanaya White, in terms of where you ranked. But then you turn around individual accolades, right? But the team accolade in terms of predictive preseason that you alluded to was 7.
Right.
You're not happy about that.
No.
Why is that more important for you at this time than the individual accolades?
Go ahead.
To me, I see it as motivation, like, and low key disrespectful, like Coach said, because 7th place. Got the best player in the league right here, man, you know. So why would we pick 7? So yeah, it's as far as where we rank, yeah, that's just gonna motivate us. Like we're gonna come out and get at it. And I just hope they ready for it, you know.
All right.
Coach.
Hold on. Destiny, stop and say,
yeah, I know, right?
Right.
I mean, I don't really focus too much on the individual awards. Of course, we see them and, you know, they posting them all over on Instagram and stuff. But I feel like the team ranking is the most important thing because, you know, I can't go out there and play a game 1-on-5 by myself. You know, it's going to take a team. It's going to take a team effort. So by how I feel and how my team feel, all that is important. So for us to get ranked 7th place after pulling off what we did last year is very disrespectful. So
thank you for that honesty and showing that perspective. Yeah. Oftentimes we don't put it out there. And there's a rationale, and you're going to feast on that, and you're going to move forward. So thank you for sharing that. Charles?
Yeah, well, Coach, you have the motivation, you have the players. Talk about the environment down there at the Davio Whitney complex. That is one of the tougher places to play in the SWAC.
Well, it's no question about that, and you know that's where it's been for years. Back in the Shirley Walker's days when I was her assistant. You know, when you came down on that reservation, you know you was in for a ball game. The banners not hanging up there on their ceiling for no reason.
Right.
We know. You know when you come in there, you better be prepared to play. And we're trying to get all of that back. You know, it start with your student body though, coming out supporting you, and we're starting to get that as we show them that we're gonna have a good ball club. So come out and support us. Because at Alcorn, we've always been about family. When you walk on our campus, we've always been about customer service. When you walk on our campus as a student, we want you to feel like you're at home. You know, so the more the kids feel like they're at home, the more they're going to come out and support these young ladies because they feel like they are part of them. You know, and we wanted it to be popping up in that gym when we play because you know the girls' games have moved to Thursday now, so we're going to really need the support of our community, our campus, simply because we're playing a single game by ourselves now.
Right,
You know,
exactly.
a lot of fans come out to see the boys, so we want to get that same kind of support from the community in our school when it comes to the girls playing too.
Let me follow up on that for those that didn't realize that happened. The new SWAC conference scheduling for women's basketball allows the women's to be showcased on Thursday night, and then they play the doubleheader on Saturday, and then the men play single game on Mondays in terms of being showcased. Did you have a voice in that in terms of SWAC coaches?
Well,
and if you would share us whether you supported or didn't and why?
Well, we was asked about it before us having a voice in it, before us making a decision on playing on those. They asked us what did we think about it. You know, I think it's something that I think the men been trying to do for a while, kind of get a little separation from the women when it comes to one or two games. You know, and it's supposed to be an opportunity for females, women's basketball to get to play on TV a little bit more because a lot of ESPN do a lot of Thursday night stuff. So it's an opportunity for us to grow our program too, and not rely on the men program to bring the crowd in for us. We get our own fan support.
Oh, good perspective, and thanks for sharing a little bit of that insight. We're always trying to learn and provide that for our viewers as we understand, as you said, the need to support and why and what that looks like. And it's easy when you have a good basketball team like us forecasting this year with the offensive player of the year, Destiny Brown, as well as second team all SWAC. We understand, but what's listed? Zanaya White. We'll change that at the end of the season.
Exactly. It matters then. Right?
So, with that being said, let's follow up and talk a little bit about your schedule. What are your thoughts in terms of your schedule this year?
Well, you know, we always play a tough schedule because we be trying to make that guarantee money. You know. The good thing about it is we don't have no long road trips this year. And our first game is against North Texas. We go to play them out there in Denton, Texas. We play the University of Alabama, which is not that far from us up the road in Tuscaloosa. We play Ole Miss, which is in Oxford, which is not that far from us. We play Middle Tennessee. We play UAB. We got a real good schedule. We got Louisiana Tech in Louisiana, and we play the University of Houston. So we got a solid schedule with some real good teams on there, but I honestly think we have an opportunity to knock some of those teams off. I think we're going to be good enough to do it. We play Nickel State in Thibodeau. We play them. I think that's the game we won last year at our place. I think it's an opportunity for us to win again. We played Louisiana Tech well at Tech last year. Had a lead with a minute and some left. Had a 3-point lead in the ball and ended up losing in regulation. So I just feel like we got a tough schedule, but we got some games in that game that we can win, I think.
Certainly. Talk about the move of moving from Birmingham to Atlanta in terms of the postseason. Obviously, that allowed us to have the preseason media day here.
Yeah.
This is the second year of a full media day. Talk a little bit about the move on both sides, the media day and moving to Atlanta for the tournament.
Well, as you can see, media day it's been great. I like the space that we have here. We didn't have that when we was in Birmingham. I like the where the hotels are located. All the hotels are located right by the arena. I mean, you can almost walk to the arena if you wanted to. So I'm just waiting to see the environment when it comes to teams start actually playing.
Right.
And I think if we give it a little time to grow here, I think it's going to be exciting. I think it's going to be great, to be honest with you, because I hear the conversation about the tournament moving to Atlanta has been great. A lot of fan base has been talking about coming to the tournament this year. So I'm really looking forward to it. I just hope that we get all the university to come out and support their teams. If we can get our student bodies to travel a little bit and our administration to travel and watch these teams, I think they're going to be an exciting event.
Real quick question, and I want to ask this to Destiny and Zanaya. Each year, players sort of add something new to their toolbox. What is it from last year to this year that you've added to your repertoire?
What I have added from last year.
Yes.
Well, I'm gonna just leave that until my first game. You guys got to see I'm on the court. Yeah. I don't want to, get y'all too excited. I don't want to make no
let
promises.
the secret out the bag. Huh?
You gotta keep them hidden.
I like that. With that, we know we got to keep y'all moving. We appreciate your time. More importantly, your insight and the energy that you're bringing. We look forward to following you this season. So, yeah. So we wanted to ask you your thoughts in terms of anything that you added to your toolbox. So if you'll reframe and tell us again why you won't tell us what you added to your toolbox.
All the new tools and moves that I added to my toolbox, we're gonna have to wait till the first game of the season for me to show y'all.
So it's like waiting for Christmas.
Yeah,
in the season. I like.
You're gonna be excited. You're gonna be real excited.
Well, trust me, I'm excited. I can't wait for Christmas. I know it ain't for me no more.
Right.
With that being said, I'm excited so I get to see what you unveil this season. With that being said, with that, we're gonna go to our next break and allow y'all to keep moving. Again, we thank you for your time and your energy.
Thank you.
We look forward to the season and seeing you in Houston. With that being said, we're going to go to our next break and we'll get our next players and coaches at that time. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you,
Thank
guys.
you for having us.
If you think all pads are exactly the same, think again. This is Always Ultra Thins reinvented with the Always Triple Protection System. This pad wicks gushes 90% faster, absorbs even more so you can feel dry, and locks odors in. Rethink your pad for up to 100% leak-free and odor-free comfort with the totally reinvented Always Ultra Thins. This is always like never before.
The Cuvée Group is a Florida-based marketing and training consulting firm. We help businesses communicate to their target audience and engage them in conversation. We also help to expand their audiences, which will ultimately result in growth for those organizations. In addition to being a certified constant contact specialist, my colleagues and I are also certified in John Maxwell Leadership Principles. We use these proven principles to conduct workshops, training, and private coaching sessions for individuals and companies looking to take things to the next level. Contact us to schedule a free consultation. Issues today, don't delay, call Cuvée.
Nope. Nope.
Come on, him.
Ooh, I like him.
Quick, the quicker picker-upper. Bounty picks up messes quicker, and each sheet is 2 times more absorbent, so you can use less.
He's an 8.
He's a 9.
Bounty, the quicker picker-upper.
This is Ryan Fulford. AD Drew and I are co-hosts of the BCSN Sports Wrap. We talk about all things related to HBCU athletics. From the games, teams, coaches, and fan interest stories, we cover it all. You can find our shows on Facebook at BCSN Sports Wrap, YouTube at MyJBN Online, and everywhere you listen to podcasts like Anchor, Spotify, Google, and Apple Podcasts. You can also find the show on the Jericho Broadcast Network's app. Make sure to download. We look forward to you joining the conversation and being a part of the show.
This is Dr. Cavill, as well as Charles Bishop here for Game Time, BCSN. We're in Atlanta for the 2024-25 SWAC Media Day Women's. With that being said, we have none other than Coach Carlos Funches. Coach, how you doing today?
Doing great, guys. Doing great.
You excited? Have you heard the predicted order of finish? Let's start there. Some have, some have not.
I did. I just found out probably about 10 minutes ago.
Good deal. With that being said, my question to you is, team goals obviously ranked pretty high. Second for those that hadn't heard it, 232 points and 2 first place votes. But I don't see a player on first team or second team, offensive, defensive player of the year. So intrigued how the SIDs and coaches voted. Any thought process on that, or do you even care?
I don't put a lot of stock in it. Either way, regardless of what you have to do, you have to go out and play the season. We're a blue collar team, and that's what we preach each and every day. We're going to go out and work extremely hard, and we do it as a team, as a unit, every day. So I don't put a lot of stock into preseason predictions. I want to get that postseason prediction.
So I like that. You leave that to the media.
Yeah, right.
It's about fun, and we can dance around it, but you're not going to give us anything to play with.
Right.
That being said, since it's about the team, let's get into who you brought with you and why.
I brought 2 young ladies who've been with us for 4 years, Tiana Lidge and Aaliyah Fontenot.
Congratulations.
A couple of years ago, Aaliyah hit the big shot to win that Jackson State game in the semifinal.
I remember well.
Yes. So we're looking forward to her hopefully making a lot of more big shots.
No doubt about it. Charles?
Well, I wanted to ask this question because I find it phenomenal. And you mentioned you guys being a blue collar team, but normally you guys are in the upper echelon of the SWAC standings, but you never see like a top scorer in the top 5 or in the top, sometimes in the top 10. But talk about that grit or that style of play that you bring to the SWAC year in, year out.
Well, most of the time we play at least 10 players every game. So it's hard to average 15 to 20 points, you know, when you're doing that. And the style of play, it doesn't dictate them being able to play 25 to 30 minutes. You know, depending on the pace of the game, you might play 25 minutes, but the entire team buys into it. You know, we're 2 deep at every position. Some positions we're 3 or 4 deep. But they buy into it, and everybody knows their role, and they go out and compete because our goal is not to be first team all conference. It's to win a championship. And that's just a testament to what these young ladies do when it comes to buying into and being selfless. You know, if you're trying to win a championship, it's going to be a give and take somewhere.
Let me ask you players, 4 years with this transfer portal, I don't know if we hear much of that anymore. Y'all experienced a high of highs, last second buzzer beater, ultimately won the tournament. More importantly, people forget that was not the championship game. You came back and played in a tough championship game and won that. And then you had some disappointments over that 4-year period. Tell us why you stayed at Southern, if you would, and why it's been the best place for you.
I'll go first. So I stayed because at the end of the day, through those highs and lows, we still remained a family. Like a lot of times, you know, there's not really that togetherness, but regardless of how we played or how we did, I always felt like I could count on my teammates.
Yeah. I think like over the years, we have had our highs and lows, but like she said, we stayed together through everything. Like on and off the court, we stayed together. And that's what kind of kept me here, because it wasn't like a scatterness of like, if we lost and nobody was just like, oh, blaming everybody else. We just came together as a team and was like, okay, this is what we need to do next game. And that kind of kept me going.
I'd imagine that you're an extension of your coach. So the coach doesn't get all that excited about player accolades. But is there anything that you use that inside to kind of fuel you to get to the goals, team goals, and or maybe individual goals as well?
At the end of the day, we all just want to win, and we want to do the best we can in conference and out of conference. So I think that's what fuels us as a team. We just want to be the best teammate and the best player we could be for each other and for ourselves.
See, that's 4 years. See, that's 4 years.
I was about to say that's a 4-year answer.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I agree. Getting things for preseason, it doesn't really matter, because at the end of the day, there's no one person that's going to help us succeed. Like, it's going to be all of us.
Well, you hear the team atmosphere and you see why it's worked so well for Coach Funches and the Southern Jaguars, and a lot of people are proud about that attitude. Charles, go ahead.
Yeah, and I want to ask the players this. We'll leave Coach Funches out of this, but when you guys have those players-only meetings, like, what is it that you're focusing on in terms of what are your goals for this upcoming season?
One of our main goals is because we have so many new players is working on that chemistry.
Okay.
Just being able to mesh well together, learn where everybody wants the ball, where they want to be, and things like that. That's really what our main things.
Coach, you've been in the league for a while, both as assistant, then to lead your own program, having success in both areas. But a couple of new changes this year in regards to last year, it was the addition to the media day.
Right.
And then this year it moves to Atlanta with the tournament. And you also have the Thursday showcase, is what I call it. Give me your thoughts in terms of the league, where it's moved forward, and then you support the idea of having the Thursday game.
Well, that's going to be a change right there that we're going to have to get used to, more so our fans than us, because prior to playing conference, we might play any day of the week. It might be a Sunday, it might be a Thursday, but hopefully we'll get that fan support. That's going to come. It's going to be especially important to us coming out and playing well, in the conference. And I think if we do that, we'll get the support. Our fans have always done a great job of supporting. We probably led the SWAC in attendance again the last 2 years.
That's correct.
But we have the type of young ladies that people want to support, and these two young ladies, they're not just good basketball players.
Okay.
They're really good people, and they're going to make sure that they get that degree. Matter of fact, Tiana's graduating in December, and
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
well, she has another year to play. She cried after I redshirted her sophomore. and then the next year she came back and said, "Coach, that's the best thing that ever could have happened." And Aaliyah, she'll be graduating in May. But over the last 6 years, we've had 26 seniors. All 26 have graduated.
I will say a lot of other folks were excited to hear that you're graduating, and then he just dumped water on it that you got to
But I also think with the tournament coming to Atlanta is going to be big for the conference. Okay. Everyone probably has an alumni chapter here.
Yes.
And I think it's going to be important to, getting support and getting the attendance back up.
I like that and appreciate you sharing that perspective. Charles, go ahead.
Yeah, actually, I was going to follow up on just what you were talking about in terms of the importance of coming to a market like Atlanta, especially we know how a rabid Southern's fan base is, and they've always come to Atlanta. So.
That's right. That's right. They'll be here. We have a lot of alumni right here in this Atlanta metro area. So hopefully the tournament will continue to grow, and we'll get more and more people out to these games.
Good stuff. Well, let's look at your preseason in terms of those non-conference games. Give us some of those matchups, and how do you prepare or use those games to prepare you for the regular season run?
Well, we're going to open up with Oklahoma. Now, we did have the privilege of going up playing them last year, and we upset them. So we beat them up there, and they went on to win the Big 12. So that may have been a little motivation. So we're going to start out with them. I think we have Iowa State, Iowa, Nebraska. We're going to play North Carolina State. We're going to the Bahamas. They twisted my arm and wanted to go, so I gave them all the
Hold on. You're going to Bahamas?
We're going to the Bahamas.
Yeah, I was about to say, we might tag along for that one.
The Southern women's basketball. You know what I'm saying? I think we need to make sure that we're there to cover it.
Exactly.
Exciting time.
So that Saturday before Thanksgiving, we'll fly over.
Oh, perfect time. I can eat turkey.
We'll play that Monday, and we'll play Wednesday, and they'll actually have a chance to be at home for Thanksgiving. We'll fly back that night.
Okay,
Some of
nice,
them are going to fly directly home. But I think it's going to be a great trip for them.
Yeah, shout out Carlos with
Brown.
his Saturday show. That's my man, part of the BCSN network. As a producer, reminded to make sure we got that in. So shout out and some love to Carlos Brown.
That's right. That's my guy.
Well about showcasing Southern University.
I told him he had a great first name.
You know a little something about that?
There we go.
Exactly.
As we kind of close up on the time, we want to make sure you get to your other spots, even though we love discussing the Bahamas trip with you, as I kind of push and sneak that in there. I hadn't got a confirmation yet. But Coach, tell us a little bit more in terms of the regular season being a mile relay, and then the tournament is a sprint. You've had success on both sides. How are you able to switch and change that?
Well, we're going to go out. The best thing, about playing teams out of conference, you're going to see a lot of different styles. You're going to play against a lot of big players down in that post area and also at the guard spot. So, and believe it or not, over the last couple of years, Jackson had some really long, big guards, similar to the teams we played prior to coming in the conference. Pine Bluff was the same way. So that gets us ready for, our conference season coming up. We have some really good teams in this league, and it's going to be tough again this year. But, just building some chemistry and things like that. We're playing a lot of games on the road, so we'll go out and keep competing and try to get better each and every game. And I really don't look at the scores, whether we won or lost, but the type of basketball that we're playing on both ends of the court. Now, you might block Tiana might block a 6'6" kid out, and she still gets the rebound, the 6'6" kid, but she's boxing out. So, just playing the game the right way.
Yeah.
That's what we try to do.
Sure.
Certainly, Coach, usually I'm a critique of some of these non-conference games and stuff of that nature, but you just sold me. You put it in a perspective that I'm gonna have to take a little more sage and understanding that, and at least put that in the toolbook to understand how you can make that work for you.
Right.
And so I'll share that with others. With that being said, we're gonna make sure you get into your rotations. So we appreciate having you, and you'll be getting emails and texts from me in regards to time scheduling.
Come on.
Yeah.
We have you covered.
We're gonna be a pass.
We have you covered.
We'll find a way that I will see if Roy can make sure that the BCS team is on the road.
There we
in
go.
Bahamas for this game.
That's a good trip.
That's a day.
With that being said, we're going to take our next break. We'll come back on the other side. Appreciate you, ladies, and look forward to a momentous season and the continued work that you're getting done. Particularly when you come to Houston, we'll be there to make sure that we're there to cover your game that weekend.
Thank you, guys. You're doing a great job.
Thank you.
It's never too early to plant the seed, to share the tradition, and instill a sense of pride in your HBCU with your little ones. HBCU Pride and Joy Children's Boutique helps you share your school spirit with a wide selection of adorable kids apparel and accessories officially licensed from your favorite HBCU. Visit hbcupridejoy.com and follow us on all social media at HBCU Pride Joy on Facebook and Twitter.
Supermarket sushi, really?
No. Wait, Troy, you work here?
I'm never not working. Like Head & Shoulders Scalp Shield technology, up to 100% dandruff protection, even between washes.
Never not working, huh?
Oh, Troy, you're such a good teacher.
Yeah, I know. Never not working. Never not working. Never ever not working.
Are you serious?
Never not working. Dandruff protection that's never not working. Head & Shoulders Scalp Shield technology.
Hey, grab me one too.
Charmin Ultra Soft has so much cushiony softness, it's hard for your family to remember. They can use less.
Sweet pillows of softness.
This is soft. Holy Charmin. Oh, excuse me. Roll it back, everybody. Sorry.
Charmin Ultra Soft is so cushiony soft, you'll want more, but it's so absorbent, you can use less, so it's always worth it.
Now, what did we learn about using less?
You gotta roll it back, everybody.
We all go. Why not enjoy the go with Charmin?
This is the Dean of the College of HBCU Sports, Kenyatta Cavill of Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Come mix it up in the lab where the course lecture is in session every Tuesday from 6 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time on Facebook Live, YouTube Spreaker, or the BCSN app, as we discuss all things about the HBCU sports culture, including exploring the week that was in the sporting HBCU diaspora, as well as the upcoming week of HBCU sports. With me, the Dean, the College of HBCU Sports, on Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop.
This is Dr. Cavill, as well as College Round with Game Time, BCSN. We're here in Atlanta for the 2024-2025 Women's Media Day. basketball side. With that, without further ado, I'm not sure anybody needs to be introduced, but we're going to do it formally because that's the way we do it. We have none other than Coach Don Brown at Alabama A&M.
Don Thornton.
Don Thornton.
Thank you.
That's right. Let's get the married name in here.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it.
Shout out Coach
And
Cedric
it
Thornton.
worked out
Right.
that you all are in the same city, and it's been the first time for a while, as you talked about.
Ever.
as
First
we
time
come-
ever.
Oh, wow.
First time ever.
Mhm.
Appreciate it. To making sure we get that correct.
Shout out Jackson, Mississippi.
I talked to Andrew about it.
No,
Yeah, we talked.
She understands this. This is a conversation, so she's telling this for more the fact, not as a correction. She's just letting it be known was out there.
Right.
Because the point I wanted to kind of get, you've been to multiple schools.
Correct. This is my third stop.
School in the
Mhm.
SWAC, and your husband has had a chance to be at multiple schools.
I believe
It's
5,
Yeah.
and a graduate of the conference as well too. So
Certainly.
Alabama State
Alabama
graduate.
State.
Yes.
Jackson
So-
Provine.
Right. Yeah.
What about the SWAC sweetheart? How do you like this?
You know, when I was able to come to A&M, that was just something. It's just like I love this conference. I played in this conference, started coaching at Prairie View, and it's been great just to see how much we've evolved and how forward thinking we are. Our commissioner has done a really great job, and it's special. I take it a privilege to still be in this conference, honestly.
Let's talk about the involvement of the conference. First, we had the media day introduction last year was in Houston.
Mhm.
This year in Atlanta, where the tournament moves to Atlanta. You move from 8 teams, now 10 teams can qualify postseason. Or both ultimately, it looks like it's going to go to 12 maybe down the road sometime. But the biggest one in a lot of ways, I really wanted to get your thoughts, if you can add a little bit of all of those, is the Thursday night matchup where we get to showcase women's basketball, at least from my perspective. But I would like to get your perspective of what are your thoughts in terms of the Thursday night game for just the women.
I've been on the fence for two reasons. The first portion of it would be, how does that impact our women's game? And a lot of people take pride in making it a family event to come and watch those double headers. So now you're going to see where the loyalty lies on the women's side. Are you going to come out and support our women's sports as they've done in the past? Because, it's natural. You see the crowd starts to come in after halftime and fill in, getting ready to be prepared for the men's game. But now it puts us on a stage. It gives us an opportunity to really push a platform for our women's sports, for this women's basketball program. There's no doubt in my mind that the Bulldog fans are going to show up. Bulldog Nation is going to show up. But I think that this is going to give us an opportunity to market our programs more, to really and truly put our fans, to challenge them to come out and support. I know it's going to be difficult. Sometimes change is hard, but change is needed. And that's where we are in 2024. These young women deserve to be celebrated on a stage by themselves, just like a lot of the Power 5 schools are as well. So it's time, and I'm looking forward to it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you give a lot of reason for the Bulldog Nation to show up over the last couple of years in terms of what you bring to the table. Preseason ranked number 3, 228 votes, 4 first place votes. I didn't know if you heard that yet. What are your thoughts on rankings? Do you get into this preseason ranking stuff? Media stuff. We love it. I'm sorry. So we got to get into talk, but I want to get your feelings. Do you use it as a motivator? Is it something that you want to say, hey, this is what we bring to the table in terms of how people think about us, or is it no big deal?
Rankings are for you all, 100%. I think if coaches focus on how you a preseason pick before the ball even jumps up on opening weekend, I think that, you'll be easily distracted if you're worrying about rankings. During the tournament, the way that you finish in season on any given night, you don't know, you never know what can really happen. So, I think that it's nice that they think that much of us at the conference, that people think that much of us to pick us to finish 3. So that's nice just to have, right, like today. But tomorrow we get to work, and that doesn't drive us more to work harder or anything like that. We're going to come in and do the work regardless. I think that the pressure falls on whomever is first and then whomever is last, because that's the standard. And for you to have to remember that, you don't, now the key is like, how do you feel the pressure if you take a loss, or if you're not streaking? So that matters.
Well, Coach, talk a little bit about who you brought here with you, and especially your roster.
Well, today I chose two young ladies to represent this program, in addition to what was returned, because I don't want to shy away from Alicia Wilson and Darian Bergen. They've done a phenomenal job of representing this women's basketball program prior to me getting here, and Alicia just won Defensive Player of the Year, as well as a first-team All-Conference, and that kid alone is probably one of the most prolific rebounders that I've ever seen in my career. But we wanted to turn the page a little bit, and show what we were going to put around her. And right now next to me is representing our future, which is Shellamai Sanders, as well as our present, and that's Lauren Pendleton, Lauren Ashley. You like Ashley? Lauren Ashley.
Lauren
Ashley.
Ashley. The business name.
Right, Lauren Ashley Pendleton. And so these two young ladies uniquely were chosen to represent this women's basketball program. Lauren transferred from us from Arkansas State. She has 1 year of eligibility left, and really wanted to she wanted something different in her career. She wanted to be a part of an HBCU. She wanted to embrace culture. She wanted to embrace campus life. She's a one of my sorors in Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. Shout out to the Reds. And so she hasn't really had a chance to really enjoy what that's like being on a college campus. And for me, again, a product of an HBCU, the rich tradition and culture that we have, I thought that this was a perfect fit for her. Shellamai, no brainer, nothing dealing with her roots, everything dealing with who she is as an individual. I saw a young lady that had a chip on her shoulder, that really wanted to come out and really blossom from an individual perspective. And I really wanted to, I too saw myself at one point in her same shoes, wanting to be respected, wanting to make a name for myself. And I felt like bringing her here, she would always have that chip on her shoulder, because she's under so much attention. So if we can just go ahead and continue to push her, demand greatness from her as we do, and she works really, really hard. She's actually the most vocal on the team too. So, just having her here, both of them here, has been really, really good. And, we brought in 11 more kids. So, we have such a great, diverse roster. Young ladies from Arkansas Little Rock. We brought 4 in with me from my previous school. So we are in a position where we are really excited about continuing to build a roster.
Sure thing.
Yeah, we're asking to rotate them to the next session, but we'd be remiss if we didn't at least allow these ladies to get a moment to talk about why Alabama A&M in the play with Coach Thornton.
Well, I'll go first. I was attracted to
those. I must say, I'm sorry about that. Those cardigans
are dope. Yeah.
Thank you. Shout out to the Anthony Lawrence collection. He made these especially for us for Media Day. So shout out to him.
Nice. Well
done. I chose A&M first. I chose Coach T before I even chose the school. I loved her personality when I first talked to her on the phone during the recruitment process. And after talking to her, I told my mom, Mama, I think I want to go with Coach T. So once I got on campus and just saw the campus life and saw the amazing facilities, I was just like, that's where I'm gonna be for next year.
So
kind of same with me. I fell in love with her before anything else. I think I'm trying to remember our first conversation. You're like, yeah, know about me or read about me, something like that. I said, okay. And kind of what she said, like,
Google it.
Diva culture, already know. But yeah, she believed in me. She believes she just believes everything, and she's gonna push me, and I already know that. And like she said, she's gonna demand greatness. So,
well, some programs excite me.
Yeah.
My wife is a Bulldog.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this helps in that case. And then what you are bringing to the table, and when we have shots of the shoes, we're gonna make sure we get those on the air as well.
Yeah.
Bringing them up, and so SWAC, Diva, I love it, and we're gonna keep that going, and we're gonna make sure that resonates.
And quick point of privilege. Coach, say hello to your parents, especially Bo Brown.
Yes.
One of the first sports talk voices in Jackson.
Wow.
Black sports talk.
Thanks for getting that.
Yes.
So I'm very appreciative. I stand on his shoulder.
Thank you. Shout out to my mom, my dad, and my sister.
Did y'all get to Houston this year on the schedule? Or
no, we don't. Okay. No Galleria.
So that might so that may be a reason I have to get to Huntsville. Stayed up there when I first took my first job. So a lot of love I have for Alabama.
Absolutely.
That's how I found my wife. So
thank you.
We'll wrap it up. shut it down from that, and we'll go to a commercial break and come back on the other side. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
If you think all pads are exactly the same, think again. This is Always Ultra Thins reinvented with the Always Triple Protection System. This pad wicks gushes 90% faster, absorbs even more so you can feel dry, and locks odors in. Rethink your pad for up to 100% leak-free and odor-free comfort with the totally reinvented Always Ultra Thins. This is always like never before.
The Cuvée Group is a Florida-based marketing and training consulting firm. We help businesses communicate to their target audience and engage them in conversation. We also help to expand their audiences, which will ultimately result in growth for those organizations. In addition to being a certified constant contact specialist, my colleagues and I are also certified in John Maxwell Leadership Principles. We use these proven principles to conduct workshops, training, and private coaching sessions for individuals and companies looking to take things to the next level. Contact us to schedule a free consultation. Issues today, don't delay, call Cuvée.
Nope. Nope.
Come on, him.
Ooh, I like him.
Quick, the quicker picker-upper. Bounty picks up messes quicker, and each sheet is 2 times more absorbent, so you can use less.
He's an 8.
He's a 9.
Bounty, the quicker picker-upper.
This is Ryan Fulford. AD Drew and I are co-hosts of the BCSN Sports Wrap. We talk about all things related to HBCU athletics. From the games, teams, coaches, and fan interest stories, we cover it all. You can find our shows on Facebook at BCSN Sports Wrap, YouTube at MyJBN Online, and everywhere you listen to podcasts like Anchor, Spotify, Google, and Apple Podcasts. You can also find the show on the Jericho Broadcast Network's app. Make sure to download. We look forward to you joining the conversation and being a part.
It's never too early to plant the seed, to share the tradition, and instill a sense of pride in your HBCU with your little ones. HBCU Pride and Joy Children's Boutique helps you share your school spirit with a wide selection of adorable kids' apparel and accessories officially licensed from your favorite HBCU. Visit hbcupridejoy.com and follow us on all social media at HBCU Pride Joy on Facebook and Twitter.
Supermarket sushi, really?
No. Wait, Troy, you work here?
I'm never not working. Like Head & Shoulders Scalp Shield technology, up to 100% dandruff protection, even between washes.
Never not working, huh?
Oh, Troy, you're such a good teacher.
Yeah, I know. Never not working. Never not working. Never ever not working.
Are you serious?
Never not working. Dandruff protection that's never not working. Head & Shoulders Scalp Shield technology.
Hey, grab me one too.
Charmin Ultra Soft has so much cushiony softness, it's hard for your family to remember. They can use less.
Sweet pillows of softness.
This is soft.
Holy Charmin. Oh, excuse me. Roll it back, everybody.
Sorry. Charmin Ultra Soft is so cushiony soft, you'll want more, but it's so absorbent, you can use less, so it's always worth it.
Now, what did we learn about using less?
You gotta roll it back, everybody.
We all go. Why not enjoy the go with Charmin?
This is the Dean of the College of HBCU Sports, Kenyatta Cavill of Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Come mix it up in the lab where the course lecture is in session every Tuesday from 6 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time on Facebook Live, YouTube Spreaker, or the BCSN app. As we discuss all things about the HBCU sports culture, including exploring the week that was in the sporting HBCU diaspora, as well as the upcoming week of HBCU sports. With me, the Dean, the College of HBCU Sports, on Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop.
At AutoMasters LLC, our mission is to serve our community by providing quality automobiles at affordable prices. All of our vehicles are inspected and certified to offer you the confidence in knowing you have a quality vehicle. Our goal is to provide you with a seamless process and positive experience for your automobile purchase. Financing recommendations and specific vehicle inquiries are available at your request. You can find us at www.automasters06.com and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Also, please feel free to contact Terrence Miles at 601-927-7794. And oh yeah, tell him Sonia sent you.
This is Dr. Cavill, and I have A.D. Drew debuting and giving his star opinion. We're going to get into
Starry.
Okay. Starry. Good one. I like the pun. Perfectly placed. Speaking of that, let's give a shout out to Running Water and supporting us today in terms of our 2024-2025 preseason, if you would, Women's Media Day here in Atlanta. We're here at the Convention Center, literally right down from the arena where we'll be this spring for the SWAC basketball tournament. With that being said, I kind of want to get your thoughts on that. They're moving from the top 8 to top 10 teams, both men's and women's. What are your thoughts in terms of what that looks like for postseason play?
First of all, I want to say thank God we are inside because if we were not inside, this Running Water would not still be here for display right now here with this Atlanta Heat that we have here. Now,
very true.
Getting back to the question at hand, participation is always good. Is more better? That is the question that everybody is asking. And I pause before I think of it. Yes. We want to enhance the student athlete experience. Obviously, we're going from 10 this year, 12 next year. But are we enhancing the student athlete experience? And is it really experience if you're in that number 12 seed and you're only here for one? No, you're only going to be here for one game.
That's a good question in terms of playing. It's not
just on the
psyche.
I
think it depends a lot in terms of what they put in place when they get here.
Right.
You know, sometimes in a lot of that's preseason, so they might not do it to your point in terms of postseason of how they mix into the community. Do they have events for them, or do they basically just come, get to the hotel, and at best they may have a nice restaurant that they experience that they go to. But outside of that, you're right.
Because having been a former basketball coach, Dr. Cavill, I've had seasons where come tournament time, we're just playing out the string and we mail it in. I've had other teams that I've been on, and you
kind of get the magical run like Alcorn did last year.
Well, we've had injuries, we've had this, we had that. Now we're finally healthy,
right,
with our full team, so we feel that we can make a run, especially because
everybody's back now.
Not only is everybody back, but because of our draw. We actually got a good draw.
Matchup.
These are teams that we match up well against or have beaten throughout the season. And then I've been on that team where we've been the dog, and then we've crapped on ourselves on the lawn.
Right. That's a good point in both respect. But it brings me to my next question, because you have the background that allows you to talk about both the actual coaching side of it,
yes,
but then also the business side of it when you work with mayors of different cities,
yes,
and you know the context from a business perspective to be able to get more teams to a city,
yes,
helps them in terms of what they can provide you financial incentives.
Correct.
Because you're putting back into that city, which they can sell from a sports authority complex, oftentimes for the city official councils, if you would, and even the mayor's office to say, hey, we're instead of just 16 teams, now you're bringing in 20 teams. And what does that mean for your bed stay?
right? And then ultimately 24 down the road. Great point as well. And how that does in terms of the meals that will be spent while they're here, even though if a couple of them are a day or two, you still have that, and you still have that lodging for that period of time, because you're going to extend people's stay instead of just coming in one day. Now you're going to be playing a game, so that means you're coming in a day or two earlier than previously. And what does that mean from that perspective? So share the business rationale of why it makes sense.
Number one, this is all about, it's a phrase called heads in beds. When you deal with this tourism, how many hotel rooms can we get booked? Obviously, you have 12 teams. Because the conference has no team based here in Atlanta, all 12 teams will have to get hotels here. The conference staff has to have hotel rooms. And then anything that you get from the fans' point of view is bonus. Now, for the people who live here in Atlanta, basically you're just shifting money. If you're already an Atlanta citizen, instead of you going and paying spending money at the mall or going to a movie that night, you're going to the basketball game. That's just a shift of economic dollars. But for people like you who will be traveling in from Houston,
right,
getting the hotel,
I'm going to eat,
buying food, buying beverages.
I need to be buying beverages, sundries,
adult,
after a long
or PG beverages.
After a long day, I need to be able to relax to recuperate for the next day.
Exactly.
And you talk about being able to travel, whether it's gas if you bring your own car, or whether it's a service such as Lyft or Uber.
Uber, or you may hop on the MARTA
or tax,
or things such as that. And then you also, there's just so much that could do as economic impact, and that's what it's all about. And then, let's do something in the community. Let's go visit a school. Let's go visit a hospital. Let's go to the King Museum. And here's the big seller thing. When you 2 years from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, as a student athlete, want to come on a vacation, or there's another event in Atlanta,
and you had a good time here, you're coming back.
You're gonna want to come.
And
back.
oftentimes, even bigger than that, you may look to stay in Atlanta, so look for a job, a career in Atlanta. Exactly. So I really like the way that you put all that up and share both sides. While coaches may have some challenges with it, but also you got to look at this from a business perspective, and why the ADs, the commissioner, and presidents and chancellors talk about, the balancing act of putting that together when you showcasing, and particularly when you put it in a city, Dallas, Houston, and now Atlanta, you get a chance to share it with your alumni that reside here. And now in a lot of ways, they already talked about Atlanta being the Black Mecca, but particularly when you talk about HBCUs, you specifically go in at another level. With that being said, let's get into this concept of this Thursday move. Get us a chance to revisit that. We talked about when it was announced, but just to remind folks, the women's game will be highlighted, showcased as a single event on Thursday, and then you have the matchup on Saturday where they come back together, but then you have the showcase with the men. I love this from, again, the business perspective, where money is really coming from, which is your networks. Now you give an extra day. Instead of just having two,
now you got
Saturday and Monday, now you have 3 days specifically where you can showcase your conference. And it gives the platform for the women to even get more television exposure in a marketplace that I think we have to be careful as HBCU fans that we look so much at attendance, which is significant. And we want to maintain that, if not even grow that. But we also have to balance that off of understanding and taking advantage of the media perspective and the media dollars that can come behind that, and how much larger those are than just your ticket sales, even if you want to increase the prices, which you might get some pushback from. Yeah. So with that being said, share your perspective of what are your thoughts on the Thursday move from the conference.
I just hope that the women get their just due for all those people who don't show up until don't really show up at the second half of the women's game so you can get a good seat for the men's game. I hope that you come to watch the product that's a good product called women's basketball.
Good point. And it's going to be fascinating now, because you think about some of your larger cities, mid-sized cities. I wonder how much of that was to deal with traffic, particularly on the Monday, coming from work trying to get to a 5 o'clock game. In some cities, even mid-sized cities, that could be a challenge. Well, now you pushing that women's games back a little more.
6:30,
Yeah,
7
6:30. Still allows them to be able to get on the road, and then from that perspective, we'll do that. We're going to get ready to take our next break, but before we do that, I'd be remiss if we didn't acknowledge to the viewers the preseason women's basketball awards. Offensive player, Destiny Brown from Alcorn State. We had to interview them, and you got a little insight of how they felt about that. Defensive player of the year is Alicia Wilson, Alabama A&M. All SWAC first team happens to be Korea Beck, Alabama A&M, Destiny Brown, Alcorn State, and Cordelia Harris is Alabama State, as well as Alicia Wilson, Alabama A&M, and Shadiman McKnight from Mississippi Valley State. Lastly, all SWAC second team happens to be Jada Belton from Texas Southern, and we'll be talking with them coming up, Texas Southern next. Olivia Delancey, Florida A&M, Kayla Clark, Bethune-Cookman, Zanaya White, Alcorn State, and Chanel McDonald, Bethune-Cookman. With that being said, as we bring these ladies up from Texas Southern University, anything you have in terms of these accolades before we go to a break?
No, do crop of people. Preseason, it is what it is. They are proven on the court, Dr. Cavill.
All right. Well, they're about to take some quick picture shots. So, they're coming over here. So with that, we'll take a break. We'll come back on the other side, and we'll bring you the ladies of Texas Southern University with their coach. Stick with us. We'll be right back after this break.
It's never too early to plant the seed, to share the tradition, and instill a sense of pride in your HBCU with your little ones. HBCU Pride and Joy Children's Boutique helps you share your school spirit with a wide selection of adorable kids apparel and accessories officially licensed from your favorite HBCU. Visit hbcupridejoy.com and follow us on all social media at HBCU Pride Joy on Facebook and Twitter.
Supermarket sushi, really?
No. Wait, Troy, you work here?
I'm never not working. Like Head & Shoulders Scalp Shield technology, up to 100% dandruff protection, even between washes.
Never not working, huh?
Oh, Troy, you're such a good teacher.
Yeah, I know. Never not working. Never not working. Never ever not working.
Are you serious?
Never not working. Dandruff protection that's never not working. Head & Shoulders Scalp Shield technology.
Hey, grab me one too.
Charmin Ultra Soft has so much cushiony softness, it's hard for your family to remember. They can use less.
Sweet pillows of softness.
This is soft.
Holy Charmin. Oh, excuse me. Roll it back, everybody. Sorry.
Charmin Ultra Soft is so cushiony soft, you'll want more, but it's so absorbent, you can use less, so it's always worth it.
Now, what did we learn about using less?
You gotta roll it back, everybody.
We all go, why not enjoy the go with Charmin?
This is the Dean of the College of HBCU Sports, Kenyatta Cavill of Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Come mix it up in the lab where the course lecture is in session every Tuesday from 6 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time on Facebook Live, YouTube Spreaker, or the BCSN app. As we discuss all things about the HBCU sports culture, including exploring the week that was in the sporting HBCU diaspora, as well as the upcoming week of HBCU sports. With me, the Dean, the College of HBCU Sports, on Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Dr. Cavill and AD Drew of GameTime, BCSN. We're here in Atlanta at the Convention Center for the 2024-2025 SWAC Women's Basketball Media Day. With that being said, we have none other than Coach
Bernette Skeet of Texas Southern University. Coach, how you doing today?
Burnett, and I am good. I'm excited. Happy to be happy to start getting things going. So
Yes,
yeah.
Burnett. Thank you. And we got a chance to ride over on the plane together.
Yes, we did.
chop
He
it
was
up.
in
We're gonna
first
leave
class.
that-
We was back in coach with the commoners.
That's
But you know,
the thing. That is Dr. Paville. He is the
you know
genius.
what I mean. You know, I told him next time book my flight with his. But other than that, you know, we made it. We made it. I think they knew who was on the plane with us, so they allowed us to get there as safe as well. So we were blessed to be in the company of good people.
I love Skeet, and she tells it along with her players at showcase. With that being said, tell us who you brought with us.
We have Deja Holmes and Jada Belton, two of our returners coming in. One is the senior, Deja is the senior, her senior campaign, and Jada is finally in the upperclassman rank. She's returning as a junior, so super excited to have both of them here, captaining our team.
Yes, and I love when you go from the freshmen, if you would, coming in to upperclassmen, because now you get to really show your personality.
Yeah.
And she was showing up a little bit as we were taking the tram over. So I love that spirit in terms of what she brings to the table.
Yeah.
With that being said, before we jump in with the questions with you, I do have one follow-up question.
Okay.
In terms of that. What are your thoughts in terms of the Thursday showcase, as I'm calling it now? Different perspective from different coaches. Obviously, it gives the women their own space in the game. And then you go back to Saturday for the regular doubleheader, and then the men on Monday with their showcase, for lack of a better word.
Well, I'm enjoying it. Obviously, you know, the people that make the decisions are smarter than me, so I think it's going to be great.
Talking about being a team player.
Yeah, I think it's going to be great for us to find a different base of people. You know, with Houston being a middle class mecca, you have so many competing things on Saturday night. I think that Thursday for us could help us bring in and bridge a new crowd and a new kind of space in the community where they're not having to play double games. They can just kind of pay for our price at the game and come in and see, and it may not be as big or as intimidating as a men's game. So I'm actually grateful for the opportunity to be able to just kind of carve a different space out for our area in Houston. So I think it's going to be fun with what we have going on, and even just connecting to the student base a little bit more. I think this is going to be great for us, and these women get to have a space where they're highlighted solely and they can really showcase. So like we get to carry the mantle on our own this year. So I'm excited. I don't think it's a better team for me to be doing this alone with on the night. So I'm very, very excited for this.
Any Drew, you follow a question?
All right. Well, kind of the same thing along those lines, ladies. How do you feel being the center of the showcase on a Thursday night now, where you don't have to worry about everybody coming in at halftime of you guys' game trying to get a spot for the men's game, where they're coming in to watch you guys now?
I just feel like we get our own, like it's good to get our own spotlight to produce more women's basketball, knowing how the women's basketball is coming up in this age and this century. So seeing like our real fans coming see us play and understanding women's basketball, not just men's.
Great point. In your perspective?
No, I agree with Jada.
And I think it's important to know too. Yeah, I think it's important to follow up to understand too. It's like for a TSU student, like we're trying to build a community over. So like we don't. Women's basketball, volleyball, soccer, like we're trying to fill the stands, and we feel like anytime we get a chance to showcase in a good light what TSU stands for is a great opportunity for Houston in general, because the core of what TSU for, and I can't speak for other schools in the SWAC, but when it comes to Texas Southern, our values are so community rooted that it's important to showcase something so spectacular for our community. So any chance that we get to do that, we're going to excel and thrive and make sure we serve, because that's important for us to make sure that we are representing what TSU stands for on a consistent basis. So
I'm going to come back to you, but I'm going to get the star of the show now. We're going to get a personal question just for you. What has you excited about this season?
My teammates. I feel like we're bringing a lot of dogs. We ain't got nothing to prove, but a lot to showcase.
I like that, simple but sweet.
Powerful, right? You know?
All right.
Certainly powerful.
Ladies, as you know, right before we came on the air, the preseason rankings came out. Is it bulletin board material that you guys were picked number 9? Or is it, is it bulletin board material? Is it motivation? Is what it is? How do you feel about that? Both coaches and players.
Well, I feel like there's a difference in between what people can vote on and the difference in between what you earn. And so I think that, we're more concerned with the end of the year rankings versus the preseason. But anything that causes motivation, and we know we have work to do. Like, we don't come in trying to sugarcoat a Colts thing. We ain't Care Bears. Like, Deja said, we coming in with the dog mentality. So it's exciting to see where we're going to be when the smoke clears.
Exactly. Either one of y'all?
Players. Come on now. Y'all know. Y'all be on social. Y'all be talking all that trash on social. Y'all be in the locker room.
We don't talk trash. That's for commoners.
Come on.
That's very demure.
Very classy.
Classy ladies. Classy ladies. I like that.
Yeah.
But give us your thoughts in general in terms of what does that may do to you internally? Is it a way to create more focus in terms of your ultimate goals? Obviously, is to play for a championship.
Yeah, it just shows like it is motivation for real, because I feel like we coming in knowing like, oh, we have the dog, so we're okay. We're gonna want to be there to be in the SWAC and also win SWAC championship. So it is motivation. Like, okay, y'all underestimating us right now, but later when the season starts, we're gonna show y'all like we are the dogs.
Tigers. We're the Tigers.
Yeah.
Coach Skeet, let's go back to your schedule.
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts in terms of your preseason schedule as you get prepared for SWAC play?
They said they wanted to play, so we played. I mean, that was really that. We can ask them what they want to do. They want to play and they want to compete. So we put together a competitive. Yeah, we put together a competitive, especially going into some of their senior year. They wanted to compete, and so that's what we did. So we put together a healthy schedule that showcase that we feel like will help us showcase what we can do and put us in a challenging space so that we're prepared. It's always hard, because I don't think, in retrospect to who we are as a SWAC, that non-conference can ever prepare you for it. Because when you're playing like teams in other conferences, their skill set is going to be more in the half court. They're going to focus on offense and the skilled defensive schemes. I'm thinking the SWAC is going to be more of a full court transition up and down game, and teams don't play like that in other conferences. So they can never truly prepare you for what you're going to experience in the SWAC. You could have a solid, non-conference season and still come into the SWAC and struggle just because of the up and down pressure that's nonstop, and that's where the pressure is at. You're going to meet teams every night. They're going to get up. They're going to get on your face. The fans are going to be in your face. The fans are going to be trapping. They pinky toe going to be on the sidelines. You know what I mean? Everybody is part of the band going to be saying all kind of stuff. Like it's. I mean, you going to feel like you in a 7-person trap. So you've got to be prepared, and it's different. Sometimes you really can't prepare for that. I mean, we don't talk about it enough. When we go down to Prairie View, I don't care what record is. Right. The record does not matter. When you go into Prairie View or Prairie View comes to TSU, that is it's battle royale. So all things are out the window except for what you do in that moment right there. And that's different. And you can't really prepare it and you can't teach it. And even like for Deja, like they didn't understand that, Jada didn't understand that coming in. You try to tell them, and and that's what hurts with the transfer portal a little bit, because you can get to a space where none of the kids understand the gravity of the camaraderie within the SWAC, right? And you can't prepare them for it. And it's like, oh, shoot, their eyes wide open like a deer in headlights. Oh, this real for real. This really, really real. They really, really like that. Like, wait, why his grandma is mad at me? Like, like, well, you went to the road school. It's to get out, sit down. Hey, you see?
Well, yeah. When you get subbed out the game, oh my God, we got some tags for you.
Listen, so that you can't prepare for, but that is the beauty of the SWAC, and that is actually what you get so excited for, where all of the non-conference stuff, no matter who they can't simulate that. You know what I mean? There's something beautiful about what we do. So we're going to try our best to be ready for the SWAC, and we hope that our offensive skills are being challenged, but the SWAC is the SWAC. You can't really get ready for it.
One last question for you, Coach Skeet. I really have the privilege of interviewing you, and you're so authentic in your answers and share a perspective
Be careful.
of knowledge. Exactly. But you share it from a knowledge of playing in the SWAC, playing at the coaching as assistant at the highest level, so you've seen multiple factors of what it means to put things in. One thing that I've always looked at is the opportunities from these like SWAC MEAC matchups, right? I don't think we do enough of it.
No, I agree.
So I wanted to kind of get your thought process on that. Being in Houston is a little unique because the travel opportunities to get out may be a little more affordable to find a spot to play a team in MEAC and home away. What are your thoughts on that, and what is the challenges or benefits of putting something together?
I think those are great opportunities too, because you want to compete where you're going to be highlighted, and that the people who are putting on the events understand where your glory is at. Wow. You know what I mean? It's like, if I get dressed, you need to know my eyes is where it's at. Don't be dressing everything else. So, I need to figure that out. You know what I mean? So you got to know where your glory is at. So when we compete against teams like that, we're showcased on a different level together. Now, it gets unfair because we are in the Mecca of Houston, but then people start feeling like, oh, well, it's kind of unfair. Location that's always coming to you. But that's why I like what the SWAC is doing here, again, transitioning back to a place like Atlanta where it's neutral for everybody, but it's also easy to get here. Maybe we can think about neutral locations that will inspire people to come a little bit more, and we can invite more cultural aspects in it that talk a little bit more about our history, because the kids no longer have 4 years. Everybody's transferring in and out, and I feel like that's something that was, when I was in this SWAC, like everybody knew who Coach Pugh was. You didn't have to play for it. Everybody knew who Shirley Walker was. You didn't have to play for it. And there's an element of missing of like connection of why we do this and what makes us special. And it would be great for something to showcase that again.
Well, I'd like to work with you on that and do what I can from my side to push that.
We'll love it.
Ladies, certainly know that you got to make your rounds, and we don't want to be the cause of being late. Great interview, great information. Keep up the great work. Obviously, for me, it's a home team, so I'm their total support to see you all do what you do. With that, we'll take it to a break, and thank you, Coach Skeet, for being just you. With that being said, we look forward to the season. We'll be right back after this break.
All right.
If you think all pads are exactly the same, think again. This is Always Ultra Thins reinvented with the Always Triple Protection System. This pad wicks gushes 90% faster, absorbs even more so you can feel dry, and locks odors in. Rethink your pad for up to 100% leak-free and odor-free comfort with the totally reinvented Always Ultra Thins. This is always like never before.
The Cuvée Group is a Florida-based marketing and training consulting firm. We help businesses communicate to their target audience and engage them in conversation. We also help to expand their audiences, which will ultimately result in growth for those organizations. In addition to being a certified constant contact specialist, my colleagues and I are also certified in John Maxwell Leadership Principles. We use these proven principles to conduct workshops, training, and private coaching sessions for individuals and companies looking to take things to the next level. Contact us to schedule a free consultation. Issues today, don't delay, call Cuvée.
Nope. Nope.
Come on, him.
Ooh, I like him.
Quick, the quicker picker-upper. Bounty picks up messes quicker, and each sheet is 2 times more absorbent, so you can use less.
He's an 8.
He's a 9.
Bounty, the quicker picker-upper.
This is Ryan Fulford. AD Drew and I are co-hosts of the BCSN Sports Wrap. We talk about all things related to HBCU athletics. From the games, teams, coaches, and fan interest stories, we cover it all. You can find our shows on Facebook at BCSN Sports Wrap, YouTube at MyJBN Online, and everywhere you listen to podcasts like Anchor, Spotify, Google, and Apple Podcasts. You can also find the show on the Jericho Broadcast Network's app. Make sure to download. We look forward to you joining the conversation and being a part of the show.
It's never too early to plant the seed, to share the tradition, and instill a sense of pride in your HBCU with your little ones. HBCU Pride and Joy Children's Boutique helps you share your school spirit with a wide selection of adorable kids apparel and accessories officially licensed from your favorite HBCU. Visit hbcupridejoy.com and follow us on all social media at HBCU Pride Joy on Facebook and Twitter.
Supermarket sushi, really?
No. Wait, Troy, you work here?
I'm never not working. Like Head & Shoulders Scalp Shield technology, up to 100% dandruff protection, even between washes.
Never not working, huh?
Oh, Troy, you're such a good teacher.
Yeah, I know. Never not working. Never not working. Never ever not working.
Are you serious?
Never not working. Dandruff protection that's never not working. Head & Shoulders Scalp Shield technology.
Hey, grab me one too.
Welcome back into the Black College Sports Network production of Women's SWAC Basketball Media Day. And none other than the Florida A&M Rattlers, Coach Bridget Gordon. Welcome into the set. Looking forward to talking to you here. I mean, you guys had a very spirited season last year and SWAC tournament. And now there's buzz around this Rattler team. Talk about your expectations coming into this season.
My expectations are high, and not only mine, but on this team from the community, from a fan base, from alumni, actually from the SWAC. I mean, we go from preseason 10th now to 5th. So I'm like to say we're moving up the chart. So that lets me know there's an expectation on this team. But our hashtag this year is Pressure Zone. So I created that because I like challenges. I went out and brought in 8 new young ladies to mix with some of the young ladies that I'm bringing back. And we're in the oven cooking. I think we got a good little recipe. And my 2 young ladies to my right, they see the preseason pick and they're not happy about it. So we're going to go back home and do some work. But when I say year 2, Pressure Zone, it's a sisterhood. It's a culture that I've started, and they can feel that love.
That actually brings me to my question, especially with regards to the culture and the foundation that you're building. And in this day and age of where we have roster churn, when you mentioned you're bringing in 8 new players, what is that process of helping them learn the culture and gelling as you progress into the season?
Well, first and foremost, I like to thank all the alums and everybody that was a part of being able to support my young ladies to attend summer school. So we had a 6-week period where I brought all 7 of my 8 young ladies in, and they gelled. They was in a 3-bedroom, 2-bath apartment with 6 beds for 6 weeks. And then my other young ladies, I had 2 of those. The other young ladies was in a 4 and 4. So they all came together and they gelled in 6 weeks. And I'm saying it was genuine because I'm genuine. It starts with the head. So wherever the head goes, the body follows.
Always.
So I can't talk it. I have to walk it. So I'm a live demonstration, a live role model for them daily. Somebody that I didn't have when I was growing up that I needed. So I'm giving the game that missing piece, that missing ingredient that wasn't there when I played. So I'm giving it to them every day. Passionate, love it, respect it, blood, sweat, and tears. So it's just a beautiful thing when they can get there and compete. I heard Olivia and Sabu talk about it on ESPN, how they can go out and compete. And I watch it from my own eyes. And as soon as practice is over, they're talking about where we're going to eat, what movie are we going to watch, where are we going to hang out. So that's just a beautiful thing.
Before I have you introduce the 2 players that you brought with you, Coach, Charles, as the only non-Rattler up here, won't know where I'm going with this. But you said the theme of the season is Pressure is On. And we affectionately call you Coach Pressure. Can you tell the people out there kind of where that mantra came from?
The mantra came from going back to my former VP AD, Tiffany Sykes, when she recruited me, interviewed me to come in, me doing my history and understanding where the program had not been lately. Knowing that I'm coming in August, I didn't have a chance to recruit. Only one person I was able to sign was Olivia Delancey, just already in a unfamiliar territory, first year head coach coming in August. Then we get the storm come through and don't get really started till after Labor Day.
Wow.
And just knowing my passion, my love for the game, I was going to put pressure on people on the court, off the court, wherever I went. I know that the pressure was going to be on because of me.
Yeah.
I'm the All-American. I'm the Olympian. So the pressure was on to say, okay, you have all those credentials as a player coach, but can you coach? So the pressure was on. So I call myself Coach Pressure.
Sure.
Coach Pressure.
All right. Now, introduce the two ladies, the two rattlers that we have here with us.
So we have Olivia Delancey, a junior from St. Pete. She's number 30. Then we have Sabu Gu from New Mexico State, grad student. Had the privilege of working with Sabu for about 6 weeks as an assistant coach, the recruiting coordinator at New Mexico State. And then I took this job, and I think it was a no-brainer when the year went around and she did not feel comfortable where she was at, that she was going to come knocking. So I gladly opened that door to allow her to come in. But then, you know, like I said, you got Olivia coming back as our returning leading scorer. So that's why I brought both of the young ladies. And one more thing about Sabu, she was with the Senegal national team that was trying to compete for a place in the World Championships in 2026.
All right. So we'll start with Sabu. You were in New Mexico and you travel all the way across the country to Florida A&M. Besides Coach Gordon, what attracted you to come that far, make that big of a move?
Florida. I mean, I heard before about Florida A&M, so I heard about good things about it. So that's one of the reasons why. Besides knowing Coach PG.
All right. And Olivia, second team all SWAC preseason. Is it an honor to be second team, or is it a slight that you're only on the second team?
A little bit of both. I'm honored to be considered in any aspect, but it is like a chip on my shoulder to not be on the first team. I think I deserve it, but I'll prove it.
Coach, let me ask this question, especially in regards to your non-conference schedule, getting you prepped and ready for when things jump off in conference play. How will it sort of prep you for the conference slate?
It's going to prep me a lot, and I just want to address that my coaching record is not going to be the best of the best because of the non-conference. And the reason we have to play these Power Fives in the conference, that's the way we bring money in, the revenue into the athletic department as a whole. So when you go back and you look at it, a lot of the fans and the alumni wanted that SWAC MEAC challenge again. So myself and Coach Ty are good friends, and we talked about it. So we're going to open up the Howard, the first game of the season.
I noticed.
After homecoming weekend, that is,
Oh,
that
wow.
everybody can stick around on that Monday at 6:30 and come support these Rattlers. And then we go down to Gainesville. You're talking about bringing in revenue into the program. That's only a 2.5-hour drive. And then you go across the tracks over there to Florida State, and we can sleep in our own bed and make money. And still talking about a Power Five. Then we have UCF during the Classic weekend. The football game is on the Saturday, and then we're going to play UCF on that Sunday at noon. Once again, keeping that crowd in town to come support us.
And giving us enough time to sleep over.
And giving you enough time to sleep
off
over.
Saturday.
Sleep off Saturday at 4:30 start, I think that is. And then we come back here to Atlanta to play Georgia Tech, which was really great because this is where we want to end back up in March to this tournament. We want to be back in Atlanta. And just in case you didn't know, sitting in the middle of these two Rattlers, ATL this Rattler Nation right here.
I
It's this Rattler Nation,
so
baby.
I hear. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, and I wanted to sort of conclude, and we've been asking coaches this question with the new formatting of the schedule in terms of playing on Thursday. What is that going to do for the program in terms of being featured on Thursday?
Well, there's some concerns, and I'm like Olivia on this. I'm for it because when women basketball had 4.7 more viewers at the NCAA tournament than the men, that let you know that we're on a platform that we hadn't been on before. And if we put the product out there, the SWAC, because we do have a product and it's good and people haven't recognized it, and that gives us an opportunity to display what we're capable of doing by ourselves on a showcase on a day that we don't have to play with our men. So with that being said, Coach been working all summer, putting out the word, getting to the community, getting to the students on campus. Come support the Rattlers. You will be in shock of how hard they're going to play, how disciplined they're going to be. They're going to give you your money's worth. And that's what I tell them. It's going to be a show.
Going back to the players, okay, I'm gonna make this quick. My producer reminded me that Olivia is a legacy Rattler. You want to quickly tell everybody about that famous legacy that you have?
As much as I was gonna try to play it off, my dad was a All-American quarterback at Florida A&M, and I'm just trying to carry the torch.
There it is. Carry the torch.
There it is. Oteman Sampson, who was a couple of years behind me at Florida A&M University.
Yeah, the great quarterback. And I just want to allude to, I know we short, but Sabu also attended Northwest Florida and junior college her first year. She was down there. So she's familiar with Tallahassee, that panhandle area from being at Northwest Florida State. And she just loved that heat. She loved everything Florida, beach weather.
And Oteman was a former member of the Black College Sports Network broadcasting. No, he still is.
He still is. Oh, yeah.
He still is.
Well, as these Rattlers get to argue, we know you're short on time.
Yes,
so
we're short.
We will definitely let you go. And we'll be right back after these messages here on the Black College Sports Network here at SWAC Women's Media Day.
Choice Hotels is a family of brands that helps you get the most for your money so you can be any traveler you want to be.
You could be a free hot breakfast hero at a comfort hotel.
Yes!
That's how you waffle.
Mr. This script got a plot twist at a Radisson hotel.
A business big leaguer.
Go for key.
Even the ultimate pool float inflator.
With 22 brands and the best value for your money, Choice Hotels has a stay for any you. Book direct at choicehotels.com, where travels come true. Gotta get the corners.
The human voice has always connected audiences with experiences. Major brands all across America have trusted Kever's voice time and time again. Conversational, powerhouse, intelligent, and sincere. That's the voice you need for your creative marketing process. KEAVERSVOICE.com. Kever's Voice, Kever's Voice, KeversVoice.com. Always on, all the time.
Since 2002, Empowerment Resources, Inc., a nonprofit organization, has empowered more than 1,500 youth and adults in Duval and surrounding counties. Through its programs, Journey into Womanhood, Girls Mentoring, Life Skills for Teens, and Parenting Education Coaching. To get involved with programs, volunteer, or donate, visit www.empowermentresourcesinc.org. Follow us on social media, facebook.com/empowerment.resources and Instagram.com/empowermentJAX.
Troy, you work here?
I'm never not working. Like Head & Shoulders Scalp Shield technology, up to 100% dandruff protection, even between washes.
Never not working.
Never not working. Never ever not working. Head and Shoulder Scalp Shield. Never not working.
You're looking for the latest information on Southern University sports, the Southwestern Athletic Conference, and HBCU athletics. There's only one place to go. Tune in to the Carlos Brown Show, exclusively on the Black.
It's never too early to plant the seed, to share the tradition, and instill a sense of pride in your HBCU with your little ones. HBCU Pride and Joy Children's Boutique helps you share your school spirit with a wide selection of adorable kids apparel and accessories officially licensed from your favorite HBCU. Visit hbcupridejoy.com and follow us on all social media at HBCU Pride Joy on Facebook and Twitter.
Supermarket sushi, really?
No. Wait, Troy, you work here?
I'm never not working. Like Head and Shoulder Scalp Shield technology, up to 100% dandruff protection, even between washes.
Never not working, huh?
Oh, Troy, you're such a good teacher.
Yeah, I know. Never not working. Never not working. Never ever not working.
Are you serious?
Never not working. Dandruff protection that's never not working. Head and Shoulder Scalp Shield technology.
Hey, grab me one too.
Charmin Ultra Soft has so much cushiony softness, it's hard for your family to remember. They can use less.
Sweet pillows of softness.
This is soft. Holy Charmin. Oh, excuse me. Roll it back, everybody. Sorry.
Charmin Ultra Soft is so cushiony soft, you'll want more, but it's so absorbent, you can use less, so it's always worth it.
Now, what did we learn about using less?
You gotta roll it back, everybody. We all go. Why not enjoy the go with Charmin?
This is Dr. Cavill and Charles Bishop with BCSN Game Time for the SWAC 2024-2025 Women's Basketball Media Day. And we're here with Coach Sandy Pugh, that is a legend in this conference and no need of real introduction. But for those that have been a slender, how you doing, Coach?
I'm doing wonderful. How about yourself?
Doing well.
Good to be in ATL, huh?
Oh, yeah, I like this.
All right.
I like this. We'll get into a little bit of that conversation as well. But with that being said, what has you excited about this season?
Oh, wow. Wow. Amazing. It's just been amazing so far. Everything from this team, these kids, the energy surrounding this team, this program. It's just been so awesome. I'm just so looking forward to putting these kids out there. I think we've done a phenomenal job of my staff of recruiting and bringing together kids who are going to play in unison as one. The brand of basketball we're playing, I don't think has been played in this conference before. So, I mean, I'm excited about it. So,
that's intriguing.
I'll let them talk a little bit more about how
we're going to get to the players. In fact, I want to
hey,
ask you who you brought with us, and then I'm sure Charles is going to come back in, ask a little more questions about the teas that you put out there.
Big tea.
Okay.
With that being said, Coach, who did you bring with you and why?
Okay. The lady who owns the lane, Amari Williams.
All right.
Amari is going into her junior year with us, and she's just an amazing presence in the lane. And I'll talk a little bit about her, but I'm going to go ahead to CJ. CJ Carrington Wilson, a native of this zone, Atlanta. She's a freshman coming in, and just two incredible players. And they're going to be a big reason why we're going to do some things they haven't seen in this league before.
So, talking about coming home, how is it to come to a media day at home in a lot of ways? Obviously, I know it's business, but that has to be in the back of your head somewhere.
It's just for me coming home just to,
how do I want to put it? Showing love and support to my family, really, and just showing them the product of what they, they birth. So yeah.
Perfect way to put it. And you, if you would talk about what has you excited about this season.
Sorry.
Both of y'all can answer.
Oh, go ahead.
Hey. I'm really just looking forward to really just putting our pieces together. We have a lot of good players, and we have a great upcoming freshmen alongside of me, and we have 3 others as well. We have grads from all over, and I feel like we just have one common goal, which is to win. And I'm looking forward to us doing that and putting it together and showing everybody.
Certainly like that mindset. You were going to jump in and answer, so go ahead.
Yeah, I'm mainly just excited about, stepping on a new floor at that, because, I've been in the same place for 4 years, so now I get to go to another place and, state my name and help my team, do what they got to do.
Mm-hmm.
I can certainly appreciate that. Charles, please.
Coach Bill, let me follow up on the nugget that you put out there. A brand of basketball that this conference hasn't seen before. What is it we're going to see this upcoming season?
The pace, full court, half court, the pace. Being able to play and flow and rhythm and off each other and sharing the basketball. The ball won't stagnate in one person's hands. And, last year we had to play the way we played because we had a giant in Ryan Payne in terms of what she brought to the table. But you can't just stop one person. These kids are just really buying in 100% into what I'm trying to run, and I'm excited about it, and they're excited about it, and they come every day ready to go. And matter of fact, they be out there before I get out there, so it's an exciting time. And I came out, I was running behind schedule the other day. I was running to the court, and they already looking at me like, we got this, we rolling. I was like, okay, let's go. So they're fun, they're funny, they're a lot of energy, and they are a lot of phenomenal people, great students. And I'm surprised. I need to get on CJ. She didn't shout out Stockbridge. I mean, she got to shout out Stockbridge while she here.
What's up, Stockbridge?
Make sure we get it in. You
had
it coming, right?
Gotta get that in. But we're just excited about everything. The kids that we brought in from the transfer portal, Casey Chairs, Jalissa Reese. 3-point shooter, dog. Jalissa Reese is a dog on defense. I mean, she's amazing. Mid-range jump shooter, coming out of UAPB for Dawn. And Dawn teaches them how to get down and get it. So she can play, she can ball. A young lady, Aisha Thompson, who played at DeSoto High School, one of the preeminent high school programs in the country, by way of ODU and U of H, is in the program. Who else, guys? Michaela Hutchinson is returning. Naim Thornton is back. Adriana Waddle. I think people sleep on our inside game. I think our front court is the most dominant front court in the league, hands down. I mean,
don't forget Nia.
Yeah, Nia.
We got Nia.
Can't forget Nia.
But
Nia Jordan, who didn't play last year, graduated, came to us, and she's just a phenomenal athlete. So when I tell you guys, we got some quality individuals, and if we can stay healthy and continue to do and work and grow as a unit, we're going to be special.
I hadn't seen quite that bounce and energy for a while, so I see it differently.
You see it, huh?
I'm excited.
You see it, huh? You see it. Let's go.
The excitement is there.
I see that vibe between players and coach, and in a lot of ways, as you alluded to, as a player-led team. Tell us how that is so different for fans out here, viewers watching, to understand the uniqueness that because of coaching in this game for so long.
Well, it's that same adage, in a job. If you take ownership, then it's more personalized. You're gonna put a personal flavor on it. You're gonna take, do the extra. And so that's the same way with the team. Anytime kids take ownership for their successes as well as their failures.
That's right.
And don't point fingers at each other, but just take ownership in terms of the team. These kids do that.
I can
You
take
know,
that in the classroom.
you know,
I get credit now, but I'm gonna borrow that one.
Oh yeah, you know, we got Casey Chairs is an amazing leader coming into us. Yeah, she came by way of Grambling, and she played over there for Coach Murray. And so she's a Louisiana kid, blue kid, Louisiana. So you know, we excited about, you know, this team and everything, and every individual who's a part of this, and is this team, and it's going to be a part of this journey. So we're excited about it, and we can't wait to show everybody what we got.
Yeah, I wanted to ask this question, Coach, and you've been in this game for quite some time. Are there different levels to the cohesion that you see from a team? Like they're at this point in December, they're at this point. Are there levels to it?
Yeah, definitely. You know, every coach has an imagery of where they want to see their team in terms of competitiveness, in terms of the dynamic of how they're moving, and being able to, you know, they might not be able to set a screen in June, but I mean, come November 15th or January 1st, you better be able to set a screen, or you better be able to hit those timing cycles, or know each other, and know that Mari needs it at this position at this time, and know that CJ needs to receive the outlet at this position. So there's a lot of little things, nuances that way. But, you know, when you start teaching a lot of concepts too with a lot of new people, it takes a village to get that going, not just the staff, but upperclassmen, because everyone's learning, and it takes a lot of patience. And trust me.
Before we move beyond the things on the floor and the team perspective, I'd be remiss if I didn't follow up and ask you, when did you have an understanding in regards that you had the opportunity maybe to change up the schematic of how you play the game? Was that something you went into recruiting wise, or was that something that you
definitely. Well, you know, you always have your recruiting board and your depth charts and all of that type of thing. However, when season's over, and then you have your end of the year meetings, and kids say, I'm going to stay, coach, or I'm going to do this, or I'm graduating, I want to do that, because, you know, the portal has changed the dynamic. And so once they make those decisions, then your recruiting is based from there. And then it's just a matter of seeing who goes into the portal and how those individuals are going to be impactful, or how they're going to impact your team, and what they can bring. So it's a different day out there. And as far as recruiting, and I was teasing a coach, I'm like, yeah, you've got to be able to work the phone lines, you know, so be able to talk and get some of these kids in. But, you know, CJ signed with us early back in November. And, you know, we've just been excited about it. We felt like we came into Georgia and stole one. So, I mean, you know, I thought it was important to get her here, because I think she's going to be a staple of this conference for a long time. Yep. And, you know, so they might as well get her name right now, and get the spelling right. And
go ahead and put it out there. Follow.
She gonna do the rest.
Yeah, we'll let her do the rest. Go ahead and get the spelling before I go back to Coach with this final question, because we know you have you on these rotations. We don't want to get anybody in trouble. But spell it for the people that don't know.
CARRINGTON. And if you don't know that, just say CJ.
You're gonna see the reason why. With that being said, because of your vast experience in this conference, at a high level, championship coach with multiple programs, seeing a lot of things, I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you your thoughts in terms of two main things: the conference moving to Atlanta for postseason play, adding 10 teams instead of the 8 that we've had for a while, eventually to go to all 12. And then I would like also your perspective in terms of what I'm referring to as the Thursday showcase. The women get that spotlight for themselves. Tell us your thoughts on both of those.
I'll do the showcase first. On Thursdays, we love it. It's an opportunity for us to show what the women's game can do standing on its own feet, on 2 feet. I love it. I love the opportunity. I love Thursday. It's a build up toward the weekend. and the Saturday matchup with the men. So I'm excited about that. I love the 10. I'm even more excited about the potential to bring everybody.
Okay.
Because then that's when it really gets, the rocking and rolling. And then the conference as a whole, Charles McClellan has done a phenomenal job. He has done a magnificent job with this conference from when he took over where we were
Right.
we were in a dire straits.
Yeah.
So hats off to Charles McClellan and his staff and what he has accomplished in the short period of time he has been in that chair is nothing less than astounding.
Great point. One last thing, and then we'll allow you to move out into your next assignment, if you would. The fact of these media days, this was new. It started last year, was in Houston, and then they brought it to Atlanta, obviously where we talked about the postseason is going to be played. What are your thoughts about taking the next step in terms of having this media day from this perspective?
I love it. I love it. It's great. I just wish I could bring more than just 2.
That's right.
Because I had a number of phenomenal ladies who deservedly could have stood here and spoke, and but I could only bring 2. And definitely it's Atlanta. Can't come to Atlanta without bringing CJ Wilson. I mean, come on now. And the lady that's gonna own the lane every game this season in this conference, Omari Williams, hands down.
Speaking that into
Stand on
existence.
it. Oh, man.
So, ladies,
Y'all don't see
showcase
what I
you
see
all.
every day.
Yes,
Say your final thoughts to whoever you want out there, starting with you, CJ.
Final thoughts to anybody out
Yeah,
out there.
it's your space.
Shout out to my mama. I love my mama.
Amen. There you go.
She didn't bring you nothing to eat.
She ain't bring me nothing to eat, but it's okay.
Now she gonna have dinner. She gonna drive over here. Go ahead.
I would just say shout out TV. Like, you watching, I know the girls watching. Can't wait to get back in the lab with y'all. We finna.
But yeah, shout out to our team. We love
no
y'all.
doubt.
I love y'all. We love y'all.
Exactly. Ladies, you watching, I'll be on the front row center with my son. He loves to see what you all put together. Very
Let's
excited.
go. Let's
about that.
do it.
So
All
we'll
right,
be there.
cool.
So
All
we
right.
appreciate you, Coach, what you did for the league and what you continue to do and what you will do. So thank you.
Thank
for
you
being the
guys so
champion
much
you
for
are.
having us. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All the best. Bye bye.
We'll go to the break. We'll come back on the other side and see what else we have in store as we continue to move through the 2024-2025 SWAC Women's Basketball Media Day here in Atlanta at the Convention Center. Stick with us. We'll be back after this break.
It's never too early to plant the seed, to share the tradition, and instill a sense of pride in your HBCU with your little ones. HBCU Pride and Joy Children's Boutique helps you share your school spirit with a wide selection of adorable kids apparel and accessories officially licensed from your favorite HBCU. Visit hbcupridejoy.com and follow us on all social media at HBCU Pride Joy on Facebook and Twitter.
Supermarket sushi, really?
No. Wait, Troy, you work here?
I'm never not working. Like Head & Shoulders Scalp Shield technology, up to 100% dandruff protection, even between washes.
Never not working, huh?
Oh, Troy, you're such a good teacher.
Yeah, I know. Never not working. Never not working. Never ever not working.
Are you serious?
Never not working. Dandruff protection that's never not working. Head & Shoulders Scalp Shield technology.
Hey, grab me one too.
Charmin Ultra Soft has so much cushiony.
This is Dr. Cavill and Charles Bishop with GameTime BCSN, and we have none other than Coach Kimberly Anderson of Mississippi Valley State University. Coach, how's it going today?
I like how you said that.
Thank you.
It's going to be a beautiful day.
Beautiful.
Yes,
I like
great,
it.
yes.
It is, and it continues to be. Talk about the beauty that you have coming in the season. I know in a lot of ways you say new me
I said, new me, new beginning, new approach to the season. I want everything to be a surprise.
Okay.
Because sometimes when you overspeak, you overstep.
Okay.
So I want to stay within boundaries. I want my girls to first show me that they're willing to work hard, and I want to make sure that everything that we're doing, their mental connected with their physicality.
Okay.
That's what I'm going to start with.
I love it. I love the mindset and how that brings in the total person of what that looks like. Since you talked about the ladies, tell us who you brought with you today.
Well, I brought my one and only Shadiah McKnight, who led us in the conference, and I brought a sidekick, Jalea Reed.
Good stuff. Charles, go ahead and follow up.
Well, I wanted to ask this question, especially, and Coach, the women's game right now is, I don't think I've ever seen it at this height of popularity. You guys now are getting a showcase on Thursday nights within the conference. What will that mean for the Valley State program?
Oh my God, it means a lot. It means it gives us the opportunity to be seen, you know, especially without the men on Thursday. So it just amplified what we're trying to bring to the table. We're trying to bring a different group of young ladies, a different fashion, the new team. That's what we're trying to bring to the table.
Ooh, I like that.
I like that.
The showcase, as well as the energy and everything, the vision behind that. It's a beautiful concept. Talk a little bit more about your team. Who else do you have for us to consider, or to at least keep our eyes on this upcoming season?
Well, you know, I can't talk about just one particular person.
That's fair.
But what I started was MVSU Women of Empowerment.
Okay.
So I started this with my young ladies so that they would be able to embrace their inner me, to be able to love themselves. So by the time we get started on the court, I'm hoping that we can filter out with something great, something new. And if I can show them what we're doing as far as empowerment for them to love themselves, to be who they are, then this will be shown on the court. And not just one particular lady, because I'm just not in this field just for saving one person. You know, just like the Bible said, if there's 100 sheep, one is lost. I need to go out and find that one.
Beautiful, the way you frame that. Ladies, let's go back to you. What has you excited about this season?
I say the eye opener we got last year, what we know not to do again. Just about just coming in and staying the course, keeping the main thing. But I'm really excited about how our chemistry gonna build over the next few months.
I'm really excited about how our team is, like, we're connected already. Like, we got that chemistry.
Follow up in terms of how do you feel that you all developed a little bit of that chemistry so early? It seems like
Over the summer, we spent day in, day out together, working hard, learning each other. So it was pretty fun. Challenging, but it was fun.
I certainly understand how it can be challenging, and it's good to hear the fun. Let's go back to you, Coach, in regards to the talk about schematically as you get through this new mindset of developing the health, if you allow me to use that, of the women on your team and empowering them to understand themselves. What does that look like when you start doing schematic components of the game? Will that potentially change based on the feedback you with them, or do you have a goal of what you want to see moving forward?
Well, I have a goal. That's why I brought on the MVSU Women of Empowerment.
Okay.
So that we can take time, well, especially me as a coach, to take time to know my players individually. You know, a lot of times we can go out, we can have this great team, but you never get to know the person themselves. So I'm spending a lot of time individually with my girls just to find out who they are, what they hurt, what their pain is. So if I can identify this early, in the early stage, then when it gets down to the court of us taking care of business, I don't have to worry about the small. And sometimes people say, hey, you know what, y'all got a good team, but the mental state of your mind is not right. You cannot build a program. So, like I said, that's why I developed the MVSU Women of Empowerment to embrace their needs and to see how we can make it better and become a better team.
Good with that. Do you have a follow-up question?
Yeah, and I wanted to ask this question. I spent a lot of time in Greenville, Mississippi. My dad's a 65 graduate of Mississippi Valley. Loves Mississippi Valley. But what's it like playing in front of this Mississippi Delta fan base that loves the Valley?
Scary. Because the love is in the air. So it makes you kind of timid because you know as a coach you want to do good and you know that your fan base is behind you 110%, but a fan base won't wins. So I'm just watching day by day, but as of now it's more important that I build up my team so the fan base can be happy.
Sure.
Exactly. Let's go back to talking about this new framework, if you would. Can you share where that was birthed from? Was this something that you just over your career understood at this time in this space is right to do it? Or was something that came to you that allowed you to say, I need to take this journey with my team?
Well, you know what, I look back over my past. And sometimes you have to look back over your past to define who you really are to move forward. So I looked at me as a coach, the things that I did and the things that I did not do. So I said to myself, first, I'm a wife. I'm a wife first.
Beautiful.
Then I have grandkids, but I put God above everything. So I go back in the corner of my house and I'm like, God, show me, give me a direction, give me a purpose, give me a sense of what I need to do to guide these young ladies in your way and not my way. Because if I guide them in my way, it'll be less understanding. So if I have some grounds for some purpose of doing it right, my girls are going to be successful. Because it's not always about what you do on the court. It's not always about what you do in the classroom. You're dealing with what we call life. So in terms of that, I'm just hoping that we're going to have one of the best seasons that we possibly can have, because this is going on my third season.
What are your thoughts in terms of the conference expanding the tournament from 8 teams to 12 and eventually all for 10, I should say 8 to 10, and then eventually all 12. What were your thoughts in terms of that decision?
My girls already know. If they put us at the bottom, we need to be the 8. We need to be that 18. We need to work hard. I can't wait to get out of here because they know we are on a mission. And that's the mindset that I'm driving my young ladies to have. Like I said, they got to know themselves first. And my mom always said, a woman that knows themselves knows God, and all things should be added.
Cannot be stopped.
That's right, cannot be stopped. So those are our goals for this year.
There it is.
Ladies, you heard the charge.
Yeah, exactly.
She has me fired up. So unfortunately,
got the marching orders.
I have no more eligibility if I ever had it. So I'm excited to see what's going to take place this season, particularly from this perspective. So full spirit ahead, and certainly you have us leaning to see what's going to take place, because this could be transformational, not just for your team, but the league or maybe across the country at the collegiate level. So looking forward to having that success. So thank you for your time.
Yes, sir. And thank you.
Appreciate
My
you.
pleasure. We'll be right back after this next break as we continue here in Atlanta with the 2024 SWAC women's basketball media day.
At AutoMasters LLC, our mission is to serve our community by providing quality automobiles at affordable prices. All of our vehicles are inspected and certified to offer you the confidence in knowing you have a quality vehicle. Our goal is to provide you with a seamless process and positive experience for your automobile purchase. Financing recommendations and specific vehicle inquiries are available at your request. You can find us at www.automasters06.com and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Also, please feel free to contact Terrence Miles at 601-927-7794. And tell him so.
Hey, grab me one too.
Ryan Fulford. AD Drew and I are co-hosts of the BCSN Sports Wrap. We talk about all things related to HBCU athletics. From the games, teams, coaches, and fan interest stories, we cover it all. You can find our shows on Facebook at BCSN Sports Wrap, YouTube at MyJBN Online, and everywhere you listen to podcasts like Anchor, Spotify, Google, and Apple Podcasts. You can also find the show on the Jericho Broadcast Network's app. Make sure to download. We look forward to you joining the conversation and being a part of the show.
I am Dr. Cavill here with Charles Bishop. We're here in Atlanta for the 2024-2025 SWAC Women's Basketball Media Day schedule with Game Time of BCSN. We've been having a great day here in Atlanta.
Awesome.
Coach, we are here with Coach Janelle Cretan of Bethune-Cookman University.
Yes.
Good to have you, Coach. How are you feeling today?
I'm great. I have loved all the festivities here for Media Day. Just really excited to be here and promote our program and SWAC conference.
Let's talk a little bit about that promotion of your team. If you would, before we get into some more particulars, talk about who you brought with you.
I brought with me my Kaylas. So I have Kayla Clark and Kayla White. These are my two seniors. They have been with me for the duration of their college career. So I got to Bethune-Cookman their freshman year. So they've been with me for 3 years. And they've been great contributors to our program, both on and off the court. Great ambassadors for our university, and just two people that I'm extremely proud of their hard work, but their loyalty as well in this day of the portal. They stuck with us. They believed in the vision of our program, and so excited for what they're going to do this year.
Coach, tell us a little more about the team and some of the other pieces that have you excited. I can remember from last night in terms of the early beginning festivities that you seem really excited about what could be taken care of this season. Why is that?
Yes, very excited. We have 7 new players, 8 returners. I have 2 new coaches. So the team is very much half returners, half newbies, right? Both in the team and the coaching staff. So a lot of newness, a lot of new energy and excitement. We're extremely excited about that. But then the returners are people who are seasoned in this conference, which is really important. The SWAC is no joke, and it's every day. It's a grind. It's travel. It's all of those things. And these 2 young ladies that I brought with me understand that. It's not something you can truly explain. We always tell them that. The new people, we say, we can't explain it. You have to experience it. You have to experience getting on the plane, traveling, getting on the bus. You know, we have to fly to almost every game and then get on a bus. And then we go to our next game. And then we have to fly back home. You know, it's no joke. They're gone 5 days at a time, you know, and then when we land, they got to go to class. Sometimes when we get off the bus, we like, all right, see you in class. And we will be class checking, you know. And so to have people with such great contributors who already know that is such a big deal. You know, it's really, really important. And so they can pass that on to those who haven't done it and show them that this grind is serious and that we have to prepare for it now.
Charles?
Yeah, it actually makes me want to ask a follow-up question in terms of navigating that grind, because I don't think a lot of people know that, you know, that you fly and bus, and then you have to, you know, sort of continuously keep that grind going. In terms of, you know, putting that mindset in your players, you know, that this is what it is. What's the process? How do you go about, you know, talking to your team about navigating the grind?
Right. So I think the process really starts in the summer, that we have a standard that we start to build then. You know, we have a standard of how we want to approach every day, how we want to approach practice, how we want to approach academics, all of those things. So first is setting that standard and us being able to meet that standard consistently. Sometimes that entails conditioning. Sometimes that's just a learning experience and things like that. And so that's the first thing. The second thing is we do talk about it. We're explicit about it. We will be getting up early and getting on a plane and then on a bus and then have practice. And, you know, we're very intentional about letting them know about that. But then we do other things that kind of throw a wrench in it or to show them. So these young ladies are amazing. They've been doing great today. Yesterday, they were up at 5 a.m. working out with Marines for over an hour.
After that workout, they had a basketball workout. After that workout, they quickly took showers, got on a plane, and came here. They will leave this afternoon. They will go back home, do homework, wake up again tomorrow at 5 a.m., work out again with Marines. And so, like that grind, we teach it early, and we put it in place early. And that's what they have to do, and they know that. And then they just get it done, though. They just get it done. They keep rising to the occasion, and these two especially not only rise to the occasion, but they make sure that their teammates do as well.
Hey, let me ask this question, Doc. Kayla, and I know you.
There's two Kaylas. So you got to say which one. Big one, little one. Big Kayla, little Kayla.
Let me ask Big Kayla.
There we go.
Kayla, you're one of the top rebounders in the league, and that's a mindset. But and I think you're kind of answering it in terms of the grind. But how do you go about that process of being knowing rebounding is a big part of what you do?
It just take a lot of energy. Like, I love to rebound, honestly. It's no, like, I don't have to think about it. It's like something that comes like natural, just to go get the ball. And I don't know, it's just natural to me. I just go get the ball. That's like, go get it.
Sure.
You can teach it and then you can't, right?
Yeah.
So it's
Right.
just it's just who she is, and she's been like that since she stepped on campus.
So awesome to hear that. Man, we go in 1,000 different directions for this because it's so important and insightful. So I appreciate you bringing that to the table, Coach. But let me go back to your, and this is from both Kaylas, if you ask me. It's good to hear and amazing to hear in this transfer portal days that you've decided to stay at Bethune-Cookman. So I'd be remiss if I didn't ask both of you all, why has that been the decision?
For me, it's just having a bond with, like, we came in together, so our bond like a guard and post duo is just crazy work. So hitting the transfer portal, I never really thought about it, like, honestly, because the program is great to me. I'm a priority, I get treated very well. My mental, everything, like, it's never a question or anything. So
You share your perspective.
Transference easy. Like, it's easy to run away. So I ain't trying to run away from my problems. And loyalty works both ways. They return it. I give them loyalty too.
Well stated. Follow-up question. We'll talk about the environment, the game, and what has you excited about this season. But I asked that on top of it. We try to get to a lot of places in the SWAC. Certainly watch them all, so to make sure that we sound like we know what we're talking about when we're on the air, most importantly. But to be in that culture, and I say that in terms of being in that gym, real dim over there. I got a chance to be in there, and it's electric. I'm not sure if people can understand it about what they say on television, but to be there in the space is special. The band, Pep Man is in there. The energy, it's that old gymnasium feel, so it's a little smaller, but there's a lot of benefits to being in there because it can get noisy. You got fans next to the court, and they let you know who they're cheering for. So talk about what has you excited about this season, particularly with that being the backdrop.
Well, sir, if you ever came to a game and watched me play, I'm with all the hype. It don't
Oh
bother
yeah, I
me.
see.
Yeah.
Trust me, I was there.
It don't do nothing but turn me up. So
Yeah, it's the other folks that make. But you all live well through it.
yeah, I love it. So
it helps you play at a high level. Like you get the energy, you want to return it. So it's like,
nice.
We love to get the energy so we can return it on the court.
Yeah, I love when the lights turn on.
These two are really bask in that. These two really bask in that. Like it's these two.
I can see it.
They really feed off of it. But I think initially they are two of people that bring a lot of energy in general, and so they are the first ones to kind of push that energy out, and then they love when they receive it back.
To my third year, so you've seen some of the new iterations of obviously the conference expansion.
Yes.
Being one of the teams a part of that. The media day that started last year. Talk a little bit about, from your framework, how do you feel about that iteration based on not having it that first year and then the second year, and now that it's in Atlanta where the tournament's going to be?
Yeah, well, I think that the SWAC is just improving yearly. I think you're seeing great coaches, you're seeing great players. And that's really important. I think you're seeing money and attention put into a space that deserves it. And what I think you're seeing is that money and energy is putting into it initially experimentally, right? And so they say, let's try this out. Let's see. And what they're getting in return is great games, high level of play, great coaching, great environments, that culture, you know? And so when our job is that when people do try us out, we give them the best product they can have.
No doubt. About it.
And I know that that's what these young ladies are doing, are giving them a good product, because when we're on HBCU Go, which I always tell them, like, before the games, I'll be like, we're on HBCU Go again. Like, I don't know how we are on every time we go out of town, we are on HBCU Go. Like, we are on the TV every time. And all of those games, we have one position games, we have double, triple overtime games. Like, you know, I have people calling me months later, I watched your game last night. No, you didn't. We didn't play. What? Well, I was screaming at the TV. Well, that game was a month ago, and they keep playing it because it's that good to watch. You know what I'm saying? Like, and
Great
so
content.
yeah, it's great content. Like, I can't tell you how many family friends have done that, and I'm like, what game are you talking about? Like, what are we even talking about? But it's because people throw it out there. They give it a chance, and it's our job to make sure when they give us a chance, we absolutely seize that opportunity. And we do. And these young ladies do every single time. And so I'm really proud of that. And that's why I think that this is continuing to grow. That's not just us, it's everywhere, but it's continuing to grow because when we're given an opportunity, we are seizing it for sure.
Certainly. Won't be remiss if didn't ask you about your Thursday night thoughts. The showcase is what I would like to refer to.
Yeah.
How you felt about the decision, and how much were you supported a part of that process in terms of moving where the women get to showcase on Thursday. Obviously, on Saturday, you go back to the double play, and then Monday with the men's team.
I think it's great. I absolutely love it. I think that we all deserve our own nights, but we also, I'm glad we don't lose the doubleheader, because that is a cultural thing. We bring that culture in when you have those doubleheaders. But I think we deserve it. I'm excited about our opportunities. We're going to be working hard, promoting hard. Our administration is working hard to make sure that those nights for us are, well attended. But it just like with the media, I know that we're going to promote it, and when people come and watch us, they will come back. They want to come back because, it's happening. But we have our own nights out of conference. Our home games out of conference aren't doubleheaders, so that's not something completely new. But when we have them, and the players can tell you, there'll be people on the sites for the school, like, y'all come out to the girls game, like it's a vibe in here, like they play hard, like, that's what the feedback is. And so I'm excited for that to be something that happens all the way through the year.
Last one you have in it, I know you're on the rotation, want to make sure that we don't be the problem in terms of you beating the schedule that exists. But with that being said, last one here is about Atlanta, a tournament moving to Atlanta, and expanding. 10 teams will make it, and eventually to go to the full 12.
Right.
What are your thoughts in terms of being in Atlanta for the tournament, as well as the expansion of the teams that are eligible to participate?
Right. I think both are great. These young ladies played in Atlanta last year at a Thanksgiving tournament, and we did really well. We had good support. We had alumni. Alumni came in the locker room afterwards. Like it was a whole thing. So that was really fun. I'm especially partial because I'm from here. This is home for me. So moving the tournament here, it means everything to me. It's great.
Go back to the players, and we'll end it on this. Predicted order of finish. Just want to get your thoughts in terms of that process. I know some do look at it not too kindly, others ignore it. Where are you where they selected what we're calling that third quadrant, number 8, Bethune-Cookman, going into the season at 142?
Well, it really don't define us or nothing. I'm very humble, and that don't mean nothing for me. So it just, it don't really mean nothing to me for.
Well, I certainly understand that perspective, and that's why we wanted to get on the record. I ask you, does it push you any? Or motivate you?
It inspired me to us to go out there and play extra hard. Like, we got stuff to prove. And just put out there what we've been working over, the stuff people been working on since the summer and now to official practice. It's just we put it all out on the court when it's time to put it out there.
A lot of love for us in Daytona, so we'll give you a chance to do a shout out to the people that are special to you.
We just want to say thank you for all the people, Wildcat Nation, that supports us every day. We're excited for this season. Come out and watch our team, our program. We're gonna do big things this year. So shout out to all of Daytona, but especially Bethune-Cookman and the Wildcats.
Ladies.
Definitely.
With that, we'll go to this break. No, if you want to do some shout out, quickly get it in.
You go first.
I mean, shout out to everybody who support us, parents, family members, everybody. Love
Hey.
y'all.
Shout out to my city, Cleveland, Ohio.
This is Dr. Khalil and Charles Bishop with Game Time, BCSN. We're in Atlanta for the media day for the women's basketball season upcoming. We'll be right back after this break.
Choice Hotels is a family of brands that helps you get the most for your money so you can be any traveler you want to be. You could be a free hot breakfast hero at a comfort hotel.
Yes!
That's how you waffle.
Mr. This script got a plot twist at a Radisson hotel.
A business big leaguer. Go for key. Even the ultimate pool float inflator. With 22 brands and the best value for your money, Choice Hotels has a stay for any you. Book direct at choicehotels.com, where travels come true. Gotta get the corners.
The human voice has always connected audiences with experiences. Major brands all across America have trusted Kever's voice time and time again. Conversational, powerhouse, intelligent, and sincere. That's the voice you need for your creative marketing process. KeaversVoice.com. Kever's Voice, Kever's Voice, KeversVoice.com. Always on, all the time.
Since 2002, Empowerment Resources, Inc., a nonprofit organization, has empowered more than 1,500 youth and adults in Duval and surrounding counties through its programs Journey into Womanhood, Girls Mentoring, Life Skills for Teens, and Parenting Education Coaching. To get involved with programs, volunteer, or donate, visit www.empowermentresourcesinc.org. Follow us on social media, facebook.com/empowerment.resources and instagram.com/empowermentJAX.
Troy, you work here?
I'm never not working. Like Head & Shoulders Scalp Shield technology, up to 100% dandruff protection, even between washes. Never not working. Never not working. Never ever not working. Head & Shoulders Scalp Shield, never not working.
When you're looking for the latest information on Southern University sports, the Southwestern Athletic Conference, and HBCU athletics, there's only one place to go. Tune in to the Carlos Brown Show, exclusively.
This is Dr. Khalil and Charles Bishop with Game Time of the BCSN Network. We're here in Atlanta for the 2024-2025 SWAC Women's Basketball Media Day. This is our final interview, and if you don't mind me saying, we certainly had the opportunity to save the best for last.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
We have
sir.
Coach Frida Freeman Jackson. And if you don't know who she is, then you've been asleep in terms of following this conference. We're talking about championship coach, multiple championships, I should say. Let me put some respect on it and get it right. Coach, what has you excited about this season?
These two young ladies that I have with me, Cordasia Harris, she's a double-double walking machine. She reminds me of Angel Reese in a different younger or whatever, but she can really get it done. And then you talking about Maria Tucker from BCU, a transfer graduate. She should bring a lot to the table. I'm really excited about her. She's athletic and she can do a lot of things.
Beyond these players, what else has you excited about this season?
I'm excited about trying to change the trajectory far as on last year. Okay, I got selective amnesia, trying to get these girls' mind instilled on pack togetherness or whatever, and understand it's a standard. We've always known to be
That's right.
Physical, aggressive, competitive, and tenacious, and that's what PAC stands for in our eyes, and that's one of the things on a daily basis I try to instill into the young ladies, letting them know that what happened on last year would never happen under my watch.
Never. So I won't ask you about the predicted order of finish because I think you answered it. Charles, follow up.
Well, yeah, and I wanted to ask a question in terms of building this roster for this upcoming season. And you mentioned bringing the standard back to Alabama State. What things went into the type of players that you brought to this roster?
First of all, we had to bring players in that really want to play basketball and understand having their priorities straight, as far as academic, then being a student athlete, and understanding that social might suffer. But I think we have the right chemistry, the right nucleus to get it done. On last year, you don't want to blame it on the players or whatever because it's under my watch. So I had to look myself in the mirror and see what I did and the things that I didn't do that was not conducive to a winning program. So I'm changing that up as well. We got to make sure, and I try to tell these young ladies, if you're not in shape, okay, when I tell you to cut off that baseline or the sideline or whatever, you're not going to do it. Okay, we got to be in tip-top shape, and we want to get up and down this year. We want to be able to get easy basket. Everything we did last year was in half court, and we didn't have that type of team. We didn't have that type of team. Unfortunately, Shamaya Ward, one of our better players, she decided to focus on her academics, and that really put us in a bad as far as the leadership. And she was one of the players that can play on both ends of the floor. So we didn't have any leadership on last year's team, with the exception of Jakaya Sanders. And she got burnt out trying to lead these girls where they needed to be or what have you, because you talking about a kid that really worked. She worked, and we're going to miss her, but at the same time, she's at Southern now, and I wish her well, but she always going to be a lady hornet.
I love it. With that being said, ladies, you showing love for that, and I appreciate that.
Yeah,
I love the fact that you had ability to showcase your skill, but also bring your authentic self in terms of your style with you.
Yes,
Talk
sir.
about why that's important and how coaches allowed that to be a part of your maturation.
Talking about my,
You want to take this one?
Both of you.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna let you start.
No, I started the other end.
I think the style is very, like you said, as far as our style, like why is that important? I feel like that's important because she give us the chance to like showcase ourselves, our personality, and who we are as an individual. And it also helps us build a relationship with her because she can better understand us through that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, piggyback off of that, it's like when you allow us to have our own sense of style, it makes us more confident, for one. And confidence is very important when you're playing basketball. So
talk about why you decided to transfer to Alabama State. We hear about the transfer portal. You have completed the first part of that because you're a grad transfer, which is important in my framework, obviously, as a professor. But talk about why Alabama State met your time at this time.
Yeah, Mara, talk about it.
Chill, bro. Alabama State, just as I said earlier, like Coach Jackson, she known for winning. Like y'all talk about, she don't want national championships, and I see myself as a winner. I don't want championships too, so it's like I want to get back to that atmosphere of winning, and she gonna bring that dog out of you.
Okay.
No doubt. What has you? And then I'll come to you, Charles. I wanted to get you in this question too. What has you excited about this season?
I'm just excited for a change because, like Coach Jackson said, we brought in a lot of girls that want to play basketball. We didn't really have that last year. And then, as far as the leadership, I got somebody else that can help me lead this team that's standing right here with me. And I feel like that alone is just going to have a better outcome this year.
Exactly. Charles?
Yeah, I wanted to ask this question. You brought these ladies for a reason, but what were the intangibles that they bring to the court?
They can play inside out. They're extremely aggressive. They got a knack for the ball. I don't know who's going to get the rebound. They're going to be fighting for it.
Me.
But yes, but these young ladies, they have a lot of leadership credentials. She's actually named one of our captains or what have you, but I call her Tucker. She's helping us lead this team or what have you. And I think about early in the year, she came and talked to me or whatever about some things that were going on or whatever. I said, just focus on basketball. We're going to get that taken care of because we're not going to have any players on this team that don't want to be here and don't want to get in the gym and work hard or what have you. I said, so things are going to get better. So you just hold on. We're trying to get them back acclimated to what we're trying to do here at Alabama State. That was during the summer, what have you. But Tucker, Amaria, she and I always talked on a Tuesday. I told her that's our anniversary.
Every Tuesday.
Every Tuesday. So we just had that going all summer, all spring or what have you. And when she finally decided to commit to us, it was on a Tuesday. So Tuesdays are great for us.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, yeah.
Oh wow, the synergy there.
Mhm.
And I just wanted to ask, and you've been a winner for so long, especially when we take a look at the state of women's basketball. Now the popularity is just through the roof. Thursday nights become a feature night for women's basketball. What are your thoughts in regards to Alabama State women's basketball being featured on Thursday?
Okay, it has its pros and cons or what have you, but we got to figure out, got to be very strategic and innovative and making sure that we get our fans out to understand women's basketball is on the uprise, that we got to not just hide behind the men or what have you. We're going to have to make sure that our fans come out to thank the community that loves women's basketball and want to come and watch us play. And that's going to start with us putting a great product out there. And I think with the team that we have this year, we should be able to do that. But basketball is definitely for women's basketball. That Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, and some of the other girls, this recruiting class that's in the WNBA, they are doing an extremely great job. And then we don't even have to talk about Angel Wilson.
Yeah.
Okay, Angel Wilson, she's a double. She's a dog. So I'm really excited about how women's basketball is really, really, really growing.
Yeah, I bet you it's great to see from where you come and what you bring to the table, and certainly deserving, I must add. With that being said, let me ask you about your schedule this year. Tell me a little bit, what are your thoughts in terms of the schedule this season?
Well, every year you already know preseason is going to be brutal. But what we have to do is just take one game at a time. And I want us to compete. If you compete, the girls gonna feel good about themselves, whether we win or lose. And you already know, anytime you play an SEC, ACT type of competition or Big Ten or what have you, it's gonna be tough. But I want us to compete. If we compete, I'm gonna be satisfied.
Certainly. Let me get a little bit off the court, and I'd be remiss with your experience in the conference not to talk about historical perspective of the changes that have taken place over the last couple of years. Added the actual media day presence. Last year was in Houston, this year in Atlanta. What are your thoughts in terms of that taking place?
You can tell that things are getting better and better for us in the SWAC, and this media day has been extremely put on in a top-notch fashion, and I'm so glad to be a part of it. And for us to have the SWAC tournament in Atlanta, a neutral spot for everybody, although we are closer, but it's no school that's actually in Georgia. And for everybody to come to Atlanta, and I was told that they really happy that we're here, and we got alumni here, and I'm pretty sure all the other schools in the SWAC, everybody have a lot of alumni based here in Atlanta, Georgia. So this is just a great neutral spot for everyone.
Last question is still in that vein, talking about Atlanta. The tournament is here. It moves to 10 teams, eventually all 12 teams. What are your thoughts in terms of bringing the tournament here to Atlanta, as well as the expansion of the team?
Just like I said earlier, it's awesome that the tournament is in Atlanta, and I'm glad that we have expanded the tournament to 10 teams. As you all know, last year was my first time not making a tournament, but I can't wait for next year to have an opportunity for the SWAC to have an opportunity to bring all the teams. We got to figure out a way to bring all the teams. So just like I remember one year, I was number 1 in the SWAC, and the number 8 team beat us, knocked us out the tournament. And that's what it's about. And that's why they say March Madness.
March Madness as defined in every way. With that being said, ladies, sometimes, as you said, we say the best for last. We've given a couple of folks a chance to shout out, but we're going to make sure you get a chance to give some love for whoever or whomever you want to do that at this time. Go ahead and give a little bit of shout out.
Shout out to all my folks that show me love. My mama, most important, my nephew, my brothers, everybody. Love y'all. Oh, yeah. Shout out to Team 2. We miss y'all. We finna come home.
We love y'all real bad.
Go ahead.
And me, I want to shout out my family. My parents, but I actually have a 4-year-old sister. And my mom, it's funny because my mama asked her what she wanted to be the other day, and she said, I want to be my sister. So
Cute.
Yeah. So mainly her and the team and my family too. We love y'all. Real
Shout out my pops too. Long lead.
Yeah.
Hey, awesome. With that, Coach, appreciate, and let me just give you a little bit of the accolades. And I know you got many things to go, but I just want to say thank you. Thank you for giving us excellence over the years as a media person, a fan in terms of this conference, HBCU sports in general. It's been marvelous to have the opportunity to watch you do the things over the year. And more importantly, what you've done for the ladies over this period of time, bringing great people individually in, bring them up in terms of women and provide them to the world so we can see the excellence that you provide. So thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank y'all for having us.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. This is Dr. Gaville with Charles Bishop. We're going to take a break, come back, exit, and we'll have our last segment with that. We'll be right back after this break.
It's never too early to plant the seed, to share the tradition, and instill a sense of pride in your HBCU with your little ones. HBCU Pride and Joy Children's Boutique helps you share your school spirit with a wide selection of adorable kids apparel and accessories officially licensed from your favorite HBCU. Visit hbcupridejoy.com and follow us on all social media at HBCU Pride Joy on Facebook and Twitter.
Supermarket sushi, really?
No. Wait, Troy, you work here?
I'm never not working. Like Head & Shoulders Scalp Shield technology, up to 100% dandruff protection, even between washes.
Never not working, huh?
Oh, Troy, you're such a good teacher.
Yeah, I know. Never not working. Never not working. Never ever not working.
Are you serious?
Never not working. Dandruff protection that's never not working. Head & Shoulders Scalp Shield technology.
Hey, grab me one too.
Charmin Ultra Soft has so much cushiony softness, it's hard for your family to remember. They can use less.
Sweet pillows of softness.
This is soft. Holy Charmin. Oh, excuse me. Roll it back, everybody. Sorry.
Charmin Ultra Soft is so cushiony soft, you'll want more, but it's so absorbent, you can use less, so it's always worth it.
Now, what did we learn about using less? You gotta roll it back, everybody.
We all go, why not enjoy the go with Charmin?
This is the Dean of the College of HBCU Sports, Kenyatta Cavill of Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Come mix it up in the lab where the course lecture is in session every Tuesday from 6 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time on Facebook Live, YouTube Spreaker, or the BCSN app, as we discuss all things about the HBCU sports culture, including exploring the week that was in the sporting HBCU diaspora, as well as the upcoming week of HBCU sports. With me, the Dean, the College of HBCU Sports, on Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Course lecture.
Gaville and Charles Bishop of Inside the HBCU Sports Lab. And guess what? Mike is still on assignment.
I'm still on assignment.
With that, we have the best assistant professor in the game because we've moved him to adjunct because he fills in so much, which is AD Drew, even though he's talking about going on assignment.
I'm going. What do you call it when
sabbatical?
Is that what you call when you go be a visiting professor at a different institution?
Yeah, you taking a sabbatical.
I'm taking a sabbatical.
Taking a sabbatical.
Okay,
and going to work at a different venue. We'll say it like that for a minute.
Yeah,
but we're gonna find a way to steal him back. Yeah, this is home.
I'm still gonna come back and guest lecture. Make sure my classes are running correctly, as they say.
With that being said, this is a special edition of BCS Game Time. With that being said, we're here in Atlanta As you haven't heard it by now, you probably are just tuning in. With that being said, we're here in Atlanta at the Convention Center, really just walking a stone's distance from the arena, and you see all the hotels. I stayed right next door and literally got up and did a little bit of exercise. I will tell folks I'm down 11 pounds. So keep me showing out. And I think Charles
17 myself. Yeah.
Almost 20. I knew it was
Yeah.
close. Charles did start a little earlier than I want to make sure people understand that. Drew, you on your workout plan?
I've lost 5.
Oh, I just wanted to make sure you didn't say I added 5.
No, I've actually lost 5.
So you can play on the team.
Right.
Well.
Exactly.
With that being said, in all seriousness, it's good to be here. I wanted to get your thoughts in terms of the day, the event. Start with you, Charles.
Yeah, I think it's a tremendous second year that this has happened, and the expansion of the SWAC basketball media day. I think the teams and the coaches were very appreciative of getting the opportunity to be showcased, especially when you talk about we're in the midst of football season. But it's great for the conference to showcase basketball season coming up, and I think everybody's excited. They're excited to get out on the court, and they were able to tell us about their excitement, and more than anything, introduce their rosters and some of the changes that are going on with regards to their roster.
Exactly. Drew, what are your thoughts?
I think this is a unique situation because we're actually doing media day in the same facility that the basketball championships will be held in. I can't really think of another sport that we actually do the preseason media day within the same facility. So you talk about extra motivation for these kids. They get to come back, and then it gives them a little bit of familiarity with this facility, the different areas. All right, coach, when we get back to the championship, let's make sure we go over here or over here, and just those things. And if you don't mind, I need to take a point of special Rattler privilege.
Certainly.
Because in that interview that we did with FAMU, and we mentioned Delancey being a legacy. We only talked about half of her legacy at FAMU. Her mother, Lisa Delancey, is a 2-time graduate of also.
You better get that in.
Florida A&M pharmacy and the law school. So if I did not mention both, I may not be able to go back to an alumni family reunion anytime soon.
And you probably have mentioned it again on the Sports Rap show too, huh?
I'm gonna make sure Brian and them get it.
I was about to say you better.
Talking about getting that card pulled.
Exactly.
Let's get back in a little bit in terms of framework. We did at the beginning of the show, we did the predicted order to finish. I know you had some comments there, but now that you've heard the coaches, let's go back over that, and then we'll get to add both of your thoughts again in terms of what that looks like. At number 12 was Mississippi Valley State, 46 points. At number 11, Arkansas Pine Bluff at 86 points. At number 10, Alabama State, 114 points. That is the bottom quadrant, the fourth quadrant. Moving into the third quadrant is number 9, Texas Southern University at 117. At number 8, Bethune-Cookman at 142. At number 7, Alcorn State Braves are 157 points. Bringing into the second quadrant is the 6th, Prairie A&M Panthers at 165. They also had one first-place vote. At number 5, the Florida A&M Rattlers, 178 points and 3 first-place votes. At number 3, Alabama, that's the second quadrant. Getting into the first quadrant, I should say, as I just started to say. At number 3 is the Alabama A&M Bulldogs, 226 points with 4 first-place votes. At number 2, Southern Jaguars, 232 points with 2 first-place votes. And the number 1 predicted order of finish has heavy is the head that wears the crown. It's Grambling State Tigers with 276 points, 10 first-place votes. Charles, what are your thoughts on the third 10? I saw when I got to a name, you kind of prickled a little bit.
Yeah.
So I imagine where you're going, but with that being said, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, Nate Kilburn made it known. He's like, I returned the nucleus of my team. I got the preseason SWAC Offensive Player of the Year. Make it make sense. How am I going to be voted in at 7? So he made mention on the program that they got a little fire in their belly in terms of getting out on the court. So I think that's the one that jumps out from listening to Coach Pugh with Prairie View. She really likes her team and where they're positioned going into the season. So 7 and 6 are the ones that kind of stick out. And then the fact of the matter is Jackson State is sort of coming in with a whole new roster. So from where they've been, the standard within the conference over the past couple of seasons, past 2-3 seasons,
Keep going.
Yeah, over the past 5 seasons or so. But I mean, they're slotted at 4. So there's a lot of intrigue, if you will, going into the season. But I was really impressed with Coach Kilbert. He made mention that. Listen, I don't like where we are. I don't appreciate it. Thanks for the motivation.
Particularly when they have offensive player of the year, Desney Brown, and then you had Zanea White, who was second team that they felt maybe should have really been first team.
Yeah.
So they brought that to the table. And then you talked about as well Prairie View A&M, Coach Pugh, liking what she has. And I think what's interesting there is the transfers, which you hear a lot about these days, but they were transfers from the conference.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
they understand what it talks about the grind of this conference. So it is interesting, and she's adding a new style of play that I think will be fascinating coming into this year. With that being said, you, Drew, what are your thoughts in terms of the top 12?
Well, first of all, without Jackson State being the Jackson State that we've known for the last 5 years plus, who is ready to assume that mantle? Not who has the best talent, but who is actually ready to assume that mantle. I really want to be interested when the TV schedule comes out, who the networks think is going to be that team, because previously, anytime we saw women's basketball, 9 times out of 10, you saw a Jackson State matchup or two or three.
To your point,
Jackson State got the maximum that the conference would allow them to have.
And should.
They deserved it.
Yeah.
But I want to see who the networks think is going to be the thing. I'm also wondering, is this men's basketball? Because, Grambling State on the men's side won the tournament last year, and now their women are picked to finish first. Were voters confused, or were voters telling us something?
Grambling's becoming a basketball school. How about that?
Yeah, not right now doing football. But this is early in the season. We got a big time matchup this weekend that we'll talk about on this evening's show as we do that.
Yeah.
As we get saying, obviously, we have guests in here giving us some love with the All-Star game. Shout out to him with HBCU All-Star and what he's been able to do over the years in terms of doing that. And so we look forward to that to continue to grow. And we'll find a way to bring him on the show and give him an interview to get a little more time there.
Right.
But with that being said, I'd be remiss. One of the things we do on Inside the HBCU Sports Lab, you can't only just talk about what you see. I need your opinion in terms of, did they get this correct? And you know what we do if you didn't think so, they got it correct. Who do you move down and move up if that was the case? 80 Drew, what are your thoughts in terms of this 12? Are you in agreement with it for the most part? Or is there something that sticks out that you say, hey, no, this needs to shift, and why?
I'm going to focus on the 3 A&M schools, the 3 ag schools.
Okay.
Start off with Alabama A&M. Coach Thornton, who came from within the conference, comes over to Alabama A&M, brings a few players, brings in some transfers. Did a lot of good stuff last couple of years in the conference with her previous team. Can she rekindle that magic at that hill? Because all the A&Ms are a hill. I just want to let everybody know that. All right, talk about the hill down there where you guys live at.
Yeah, you're right.
Prairie View A&M. You said most of the transfers came from within the conference. So although there's the learning curve of learning each other, the learning curve of what Prairie View Texas Southern means, or what Prairie View Southern means to those players, is not as high as it is for some of these other teams that have brought in a large amount of transfers.
Charles is literally on the clock. So I'm going to get you your third one on that, and then I'm going to shift to you, and then we're going to call it.
I'm going to make it quick. Florida A&M, Coach Bridget Gordon, first recruiting class. Everybody forget that. They made the tournament last year with what they had on campus.
Great insight. Yep.
So this is her first recruiting class. Can she? Is she the recruiter? We know she can coach with what the talent that she had, but can she actually bring in new talent and coach that talent? That's the question is about the highest of the 7 hills.
Had to slide that.
I know, right?
Charles, where are you in terms of this top thing? I know you bristled and you gave the coach's perspective and you shared that, but where are you on this?
I'm not sure, because I think the biggest thing, and it's almost like we're looking at football over again. There's so many unknowns and there's so much parity, at least for me, 1 through 8, that I'm hesitant to sort of say, well, this is the one that should be right here. This is the one because we just at this point don't know how the roster gels. So it's very difficult. I will say this. Coach Kilbert made mention that this is a veteran team that he's bringing back. The nucleus of his team is that he's bringing it back. So I would absolutely run Alcorn up the board as high as number 2. They did play in the SWAC championship in the championship game last year. So there is something there that he's touched on that has brought this Alcorn State program back in the 4. So I would absolutely have Alcorn sliding as far up as at least as far as number 3 or number 2. When you take a look at Southern, I think I may mention with Carlos Funches, what's very interesting about that team year in, year out, they never have a top 10 player in scoring, never have a top 10 player in rebounding, but they're always in the mix.
Yeah.
They're always in the mix, and they're always a scary team to see the tournament, as witnessed by that last second shot where they knocked out Jackson State a couple years ago. So,
you got your shot out there too.
Yeah, I did. Exactly. So, those are a couple of teams that I'm definitely keeping an eye on. And in regards to Coach Thornton, I mean, you mentioned bringing some couple. I saw a couple players from that UAPB roster on this Alabama A&M roster. They are a very intriguing team to watch and see what they bring to the pool.
One thing that we talk about in football, that I love to talk about, is the imbalanced schedule in regards to who plays where and what teams. And you don't always know that at the beginning. You perceive it, you put it in there. But as things start to play out, you start to see it a little more inevitability. Although you don't have the divisions, you still have the fact that every team doesn't play twice.
Mm-hmm.
How's that going to play out? Who gets the fortune of having those games at home versus who has the fortune of having those games on the road and also not seeing them twice in terms of home and away? I'm interested to see how that continues to play out in the league.
A&M does not make that Monday night trip to the Baby Dome. You know how I am about those
Monday Madness.
Yeah, Monday Madness. So those type games. So that I was like, oh. And you know how raucous it gets down there at the Baby Dome. So anybody that doesn't get an opportunity to catch Prairie View on one of them nights where you don't want to see them, cuckoo to you.
And I was going to go with that point. On the women's side, with us going to a Thursday, Saturday format, the Saturday matinee now become that ruckus that we have seen in the past.
On Monday night.
The back-to-back, especially the back-to-back roll
it might
game.
change from Monday Madness to Saturday.
Yeah.
I'm really wondering how that's going to.
I'm still thinking about the old schedule.
Affect that on the women's side, or will it be
the
Thursday game? The Thursday
that gets people in trouble.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting in this new format.
You see what's on my mind.
Speaking of thirsty, what time does happy hour begin?
We get to close this up, because you see we're weary on a lot of sides of this. Offensive Player of the Year with Destiny Brown, Alcorn State. Defensive Player of the Year was Aisha Wilson, Alabama A&M. All SWAC first team again. Korea Beck, Alabama A&M. Destiny Brown, Alcorn State. Cadeas Harris, Alabama State. Alicia Wilson, Alabama A&M. Shadiman McKnight, Mississippi Valley State. All SWAC second team. Jada Belton, Texas Southern University. Olivia Delancey, Florida A&M. Kayla Clark, Bethune-Cookman. Zanea White, Alcorn State. And Chanel McDonald, Bethune-Cookman. With 12 teams, it becomes even more selective in terms of who gets the offensive, defensive player of the year. And all SWAC second team, it's almost to a point where you might even be able to do a third team and still have superlatives on that list. But with that being said, anything stand out to you, AD Drew, in terms of what I just mentioned?
Can I make a prediction that will not go wrong? There will not be an 18-0 team this year in the SWAC. in women's basketball.
Yeah, that's not too far out on a limb.
I just want to go out there on the limb. I need to go ahead and take that with the Vegas.
Yeah, I don't think they're you're right. I don't think they'll be an 18-0 team. But I think there are some pieces around the conference, especially when you start, like I mentioned, Alabama A&M. They become an intriguing team. We know Dawn Thornton has that fire, and she really is excited about this Alabama A&M team. So, and you see, they have the Defensive Player of the Year. They have Kariah Beck, who came over from UAPB, now over at Alabama A&M. And then, they have an individual who can rebound and block shots in terms of Alicia Wilson. So they got some pieces that I'm really curious about.
With that being said, as we come to a close, any precursors or thoughts for tomorrow where we bring in the men and we redo it again, but now we do it from the men's perspective, Charles?
The swagger will be on overload for certain teams. Expect Mo Williams to come in here, and you know how braggadocious he was last year. I'm expecting nothing less from Coach Bo this tomorrow. But they got a chance to see how the women did it, and they get a chance to revise and bring a little something tomorrow.
Drew, your thoughts?
With the invitational return to Texas, even though the tournament will be held in Atlanta, will one of those two Texas schools return to the top of the SWAC on the men's side? Because for about a decade there, it was either Texas Southern or Prairie View that was in the championship game and or won the SWAC tournament.
Did Grambling break that?
Yeah, they did break it. That's why
they broke it in pieces.
Yeah, they shattered it. Talk about shattered the glass ceiling.
Good one. With that being said, my final thoughts is Charles and Adrian, Drew, because we talk about the business not only on the show, but we talk it on the side as well. And for many years, I've been talking about the need to get in this marketplace. Well, it looks like Charles and the rest of his team, and it working out with those cities understanding the value of the SWAC post-expansion even more so. Everybody has caught fire in terms of what the Atlanta brings to the table. Mm-hmm. Obviously, you kick things off with the MEAC SWAC Challenge. In football season, you ended with the Celebration Bowl that features the champion of the MEAC, the champion of the SWAC. Last couple of years, you've had this baseball tournament here in Atlanta, and now you're bringing the basketball tournament and adding this media day for men's and women's basketball. I know a lot of people have thought about it. Some people were a little bit concerned about it, of what it would do, but making the measurement, I think it showed off to be the right decision in terms of being here. Excited in terms of what that all looks like, being in Atlanta. Certainly it's something that we like to do because it's an easy trip in terms of flying over
second
here.
Home. It is second home.
Yeah, we're talking about buying property. We might have to do that. Right. We'll split it and divide it all up. But with that being said, it's been a great event. Shout out to Andrew Roberts. He's been a great host to making sure that we got this all put together and allow us to do that. Shout out to Roy Evans in terms of the production staff behind. He's here early. He comes in a day early to set it up. So we basically gets to just show up, which I certainly appreciate it for once doing both things, being the production side of it and trying to be the talent was a bit challenging. So he's taking that off my plate, particularly with the other things that I've added on those plates. So I want to shout out you, Drew, for always being in that space and being able to do whatever is necessary to keep us shining. And with that being said, Charles Bishop, you know how I feel about you, but I'm going to open it up and say it live. Appreciate you in terms of the partnership that you brought to the table and allowed me to do, which I think has grown what I put on the table and what we do with Dr. Wills inside the HBCU Sports Lab. I know Mike, we always have him first glance and mention him because he is certainly part of the team. We tease him because we care in terms of being assignment. But if he could be here more, he certainly would. So I wanted to say thank you to both of you all and all of you all in terms of, I believe, allowing me to be great. And you can't be great if you don't have great people behind you to support you. So with that being said, that'll do it for us today in Atlanta at the Georgia Convention Center from GameTime, BCSN. We'll bid you adieu as we start to shut it down. Any last thing you want to point out?
Will the lab come on tonight?
Yes, the plan is to do the lab tonight. We'll keep you updated if there are any changes. Okay. But at this point, we're going to do the lab tonight. I appreciate that. You know that we started doing every week. We didn't have the independent show yesterday, but but we'll have that back regular, and we're still looking to see if we're going to do a Friday show. With that being said, make sure you tune in Saturday for the Carlos Brown show. He'll be back in the air, and then Sunday, as we have our live edition to tell you what took place from the football weekend, because we are in football season.
And I promise you, I will get you my vote in this week, because I totally forgot we had switched our schedule last week.
I appreciate that, because as you know now, to your point, we debut the weekly major division poll on Sunday now, and we do that mid-major on Tuesday. So again, we'll see if we can get out of here on this shout out. Make sure you catch up with Sports Wrap Sunday evening as things also kick up. Again, we bid you adieu from Atlanta for today. We'll be back bright and early in the morning.
Exactly.
Getting out there, and we'll see if Charles doesn't have me tagging behind him and trying to do too much in terms of what that looks like.
Second home.
Huh? Go what? Oh, close it. That's what I was doing. This is game time, and that will do it for us as we shut down. Oh, we do it with our particular way in doing Inside the Late.
Mm-hmm.
AD Drew.
Of course.
Charles.
Lecture.
Dismiss. Thank you.